Hey, welcome everybody to an awesome weekly maker hangout. Today I'm on YouTube and I'm live on Twitch. I figured why not do both, and we'll see where more people are following at. Welcome, Sergio. How are you doing? We got people in the back room right now, and we'll be doing a giveaway, ZYLtech Filament today. If you do Bang USA in chat, you can get a free roll later when I draw in a couple hours, PLA, PETG, or ABS from ZYLtech here in Texas and in the United States. If you want to enter and you're outside of the U.S., it will have to go to somebody in the U.S. because they only ship U.S. To USA, or we can do a redraw. So that's completely up to you. But if you'd like to take a chance of winning, do Bang USA in chat. And I got some bunch of people in the back room. Hopefully more will join in. Welcome everybody that's over on YouTube. Welcome everybody on Twitch. Thank you very much. This can kind of see where my numbers are going, whether I should stream on one or the other platform. But let me bring everybody in and we'll get going. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. While you're here, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe, follow. I'd really appreciate it. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, first off, I've got a burn going in the garage, so I'm going to bring my garage cam in, keep an eye on it, and let's bring everybody in, see who we got. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Can't hear you, Matt.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody?
Oh, well. Hey, Liam, what's going on?
Howdy.
And we've got Zach in the back room. Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having an awesome day.
Busy day. Just crazy busy.
What do you got going on? Work stuff or what? NASA stuff or what?
Yes, and yes. So, work stuff, yes. I was at an astronomy event last night. I have some stuff to do for next week. I have a presentation to get ready for an event coming up in December. I have for NASA. I'm printing on the big water cooled printer that I set up. I'm printing on that right now. I'm just keeping an eye on that, and I'm doing toys for tots. So yeah, I got a little going on, and I have some lasering to do tonight.
Yeah, that Otura that you see up there, Laser Master 3, they sent me out. I've been testing, working on it 4 or 5 days now. I got it out in my garage set up, and yesterday I was doing this picture on glass. I painted the glass gloss black. It's a picture of a dragon's head I got off Etsy, and I got it to about right where it's at now on my computer. The power strip kicked. I got a 5-foot long power strip it's plugged into. It shut down Lightburn, of course, printer stopped. So now I've got the PC plugged directly into the wall, and I'm doing a reburn. And I've got my garage door cracked. You can kind of see up there next to the laser above it, the garage door. And I got a fan running. It's perfectly safe because I can monitor it from in here. And then when it gets done, I can just run out there and either do something else or whatever. What's going on, Zach? What's new with you? Can't hear you.
I hear you.
I'm painting right now.
There's the wrong input device is the problem.
Okay.
That would do it.
So I'm working on just messing around with printers. I'm changing out of the afterburner tool head on the 2.4, and I'm going to something called a Mantis.
Oh.
It's a much more compact solution. Brings the hot end a lot closer to the rail, so you get less lever. And
Don't they make like a duo head, like a duo hot end on one?
not
like
on a 2.4.
Well, you could always add a 2-in, 1-out type of setup.
Yeah, well, I mean, what this is for is to reduce the amount of weight and to increase the fans. It's designed to run 2 50-15 blowers instead of the normal like one small one. And
10,
I've
20.
even modified that further. I've got 2 50-20s.
A lot more air moving.
So if I decide I want to print PLA and have the best cooling you can get on a Voron 2.4, I'll have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Jamie from Homemade Jam 3D. Hey, Jamie.
Hey.
Did you bring the jam?
Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween month.
I have a question for Jamie. Your channel's called Homemade Jam. I've never seen you make jam on your channel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I can make jam. I can make jam, though.
I had
Us
that.
women,
I don't believe it. Prove it.
Us women, we're versatile like that.
Jam is easy to make.
Jam is easy to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jerry, blow me up real quick.
You should actually rephrase that, Zach.
That's what I thought too in this moment, but I didn't want to say anything.
What do you got?
This is bamboo carbon fiber nylon printed on the bamboo, obviously.
Nice.
Hey, Papa Bear, what's going on?
This stuff is incredibly,
Give me the raspberry.
incredibly stiff.
Let me share out the invite link. Anybody on YouTube or Twitch who wants to hop in, if you're a maker,
Yeah, Papa Bear, come in.
you're welcome to come in.
I got to get on here on my phone. I don't know why, if I am subscribed, that I get ads. don't know.
Yeah, the new resin printer you're showing off looks really cool, but it's only a hair bigger than my Anycubic Photon Mono X. I would be interested in maybe reviewing it with the company, but it's only a hair bigger than what I got, and I want something much bigger.
It's pretty big. I've got the Mono X 6K. Hang on a second, and I'm gonna mute my camera so y'all don't see me in my gym shorts. But I'll get both.
It's printing well, I think. Jerry, what do you think?
What are you doing?
Okay.
That's a 500 by 500 print bed.
He had to raise up the center of the bed, so he's got foil underneath the glass. Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, it's glass. Okay. I was like, why are you printing on aluminum foil?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Tom Lama stopping by. Hey, Tom.
What's up?
Hey,
Tom.
Mr. Cutting Board Man has some nice looking work online, guys. If you need a really cool, really nice cutting board, get a hold of Tom Lama. He could even post a link. And yeah, he's got some great work. Probably only ships to the US.
But the link with the
Tom Lama mix, isn't it?
I'm going to mute my camera for a second.
Okay.
Mute my camera.
Yeah, make a comment and chat on Twitch. You'll automatically do shout outs to everybody. But I'm live today. I'm on Twitch and YouTube.
I'm not on I'm only on
I see it in private chat.
Yeah, but that's printing well now. I was with that such a large print, I was getting some unevenness. Some areas it wasn't sticking very well, but that's been sorted now.
Here's a website Tom set up here. It's looking really nice. If you guys like to check it out, please contact it.
As of noon today, the store is actually open.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's the yellows you got?
Yep.
From last week, right?
Yep. And they're both PET G too.
Let's go buy stuff.
Happy about.
We need
I
money.
have way too much PLA.
Hey, Dan, what's going on?
Hey,
Hey, Dan.
what's up, Dan? What's up, Zach?
Hey, Dan.
I can have up to 10 people at a time on screen. My garage cam is currently one of them, but when the job gets done, I'll take it offline. We're going to add another person. I'm doing a
Update available.
I'm not finished painting yet, so still on the tongue. Yeah.
So I got my Annex K3 swapped over to 48 volts for the XY steppers with 5160s.
Okay.
I was able to hit 42K acceleration, printing at over 1,200 millimeters a second.
I'd be worried about missed steps at that speed.
That's the thing, though, is I'm not missing steps. I printed a whole benchy with that acceleration, and I mean, all things considered,
Cooling was a problem.
well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and this is ABS,
But
too.
I mean, for it to be,
Yeah.
ABS? You
Yeah,
try it
but
with
cooling is
PLA.
an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, PLA won't print on this printer. It'll just melt. It'll be a blob. I was printing some stuff out of ABS last night, and I had chamber tips right up at 60C. So, like, at the chamber temperature, I was seeing PLA would be soft.
Yeah, well, you just open the doors. Is all you're doing. They're printing with the doors.
Yeah, I take the top off and open the doors. I still don't have enough cooling for PLA.
Really?
Really.
Hmm.
Not at that speed.
Well, I suppose, yeah, especially small surfaces, yeah.
Who's that?
okay. Anycubic Photon is on top, another one's on the bottom. Okay.
That's the GK2 board, is it? Is that the GK2?
Yeah, it's the GK2.
So it's about an inch longer, right?
I can't. I've got resin on this one, so
Okay.
it's slippery.
Actually, yeah, Matt, Kuma Mod is doing a print for me because I don't have a printer big enough.
Nice. Thank you, Jamie, for the comparison.
But the thing about the no knob,
Yeah, no adjustments.
no knob on the build plate, no knobs on the vat. So
So
it's
how do you lock in
CM4.
place?
What's a CM4?
module for?
Yeah, it's a compute module you add to a Raspberry Pi or something like that to give it like additional compute power.
All right.
I don't have any.
Hey, SBC 3D. Hello. How are you? Okay, Dan.
Yeah, I don't have any, Dan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Pi 3Bs, but I don't have any of those modules you're looking for.
Yeah, well, they only go on the Pi 4s, and they go on the Octopus, some of the newer model Octopus boards and so on. And
If you want a Raspberry Pi, go to Trader Joe. There are plenty of Raspberry Pis there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Matt. I almost believed you for a second.
What are you on?
You are so smart. Oh,
Yeah.
you're a
I like
witty
Raspberry
one.
Pi.
You're a
It's good in my
witty one.
tummy.
Bakery has
Matt, I
right.
finally realized something. Sarcasm is one of your new talents.
My?
Peach cobbler,
I
Blackberry
have
cobbler.
sarcasm? I didn't know.
blueberry
German
muffin,
for sarcasm?
Let me show you some of the stuff I'm printing right now.
bran muffin.
Oh, yeah.
I cleaned up my garage a little bit, guys. Threw a lot of stuff away, and it's looking a little better. That
Dude,
rack
that
over
looks really neat. I wish my garage looked that neat.
Oh, I did have a ton of crap, if you remember from past videos, hanging up on hooks, and I kept some of it, put it in my toolbox, the big one, which you can't see on camera, threw a lot of stuff away, cleaned it up, and then up here in the front, that's the tour that I'm currently working with. And here's a close-up. On the top row, I've got the Focus, an Atom Stack cantilever, my DIY, and then down below, I've got the 2 trees, the Comgrow, and X-Tool D1. So,
Wow.
Gary, you tidy up well. You can come tidy up my garage if you want to.
Yeah, I need a lot more work done, and I'm not good at organizing anything. I tend to move stuff from one spot to another.
Hey, Zach, does your
you got there, Matt?
makerspace
Oh, the
have
bullet.
a-
Yeah, I have 6 bullets now, finally all finished and painted.
You're gonna have to say it again, Llama.
Yeah, I know. That's why I stopped. Does your makerspace have a CNC that'll cut metal, like brass?
No, we've got a ShopBot router.
Yeah.
Why? Do you need something brass cut?
He's cute, Matt.
Well, what Zach's work does.
I want to get a branding iron for my cutting boards and stuff with my logo.
Well, you just get a laser.
Because the laser's like multiple hundreds of dollars that I don't have. Where if I just
But if
get
you
a
want the
branding
one
iron,
If you
If you
wanted to
so
send
wanted-
me, Llama, if you wanted to send me the material and the design, I could do it at
You've
work
done a
after
good
hours.
job painting those.
I'd just have you pick it up
Yeah.
down there and just ship it to you.
I'm
They're
alright.
only like $40
Could do
on
better.
Amazon.
It's all about technique, you know.
He's cute.
Tom, if you sell a couple cutting boards, you can take that money and buy a laser.
Or buy more wood than I need so I can make more cutting boards to sell.
And branding with a laser would be a good way to go, but just
Yeah, but it's expensive and space taking, and a branding iron is a little,
I like his face.
1.5-inch round thing.
yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of the laser and everything, but it's just an expense I don't have right now.
And then taking a branding iron, you're saying it go like on a cow.
Yeah, you just
Pretty much, you might have to sand it down and clean it up after you branded
You
it.
do.
Would it not be easier, Tom, to just order a brand?
Well, that's what I'm gonna do, but
I mean, they're not expensive.
they're like $40.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
takes like
I
a
would
month to
spend more than
get
that
it.
buying the piece of brass.
Yeah, it takes like a month to get it.
From where?
If
Really?
I could get Zach to do it, I could have it in less than a week,
Yeah.
My part off AliExpress for my camera took about 15, 16 days.
I like his face too, Matt. Hi, Louise.
To say hello.
She's shy.
She waves.
She waved. We'll just believe you.
No, she's going to bed now. I think. She's not feeling so well today. So yeah.
So I'm just about finished. Y'all know I was repainting those heads for that lady.
Good.
Well, neither one of them look like who they're supposed to look like. So it's really hard to make them look like the pictures that she sent. Really bad sculpts. I mean, the back of this head looks like a pumpkin. I don't know who she's hired to sculpt these heads, but she needs to fire them.
Yeah.
Better than what I could have done.
Well, you printed the stand for your gun, Matt.
Yeah, but
Oh,
my
nice.
stand doesn't have the middle. I modified, so it's not wobbly.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just a gun.
That's really cool.
I'm printing a lot
You
of
can
these right now.
almost get your finger in there.
I'm printing a lot of these right now.
Everybody,
turtle.
give me all your filament
Those are cute.
and send it to this and this
And
location
these.
in England.
Back to doing lots of trains as well.
Twains.
Yeah, the twains take a while to print. They take
The
about
twain,
15
the
hours.
twain.
I
The
do with these
twain,
in
the
bulk, but the
twain.
trains take about 15 hours to print.
So I'm doing like GK2. I thought, well, you might as well go big. I've only uploaded one video,
Excuse me.
but I've actually got it printed. I'm doing the base now. Sorry, I don't have my other camera set up, but
Oh, wow.
That looks great.
she's big. My God, I'm just pulling everything off the. Oh, so talk about
Break it again.
needing to clean stuff up. But
What designer is that from?
that is Callum Andrews.
It's freaking cool.
Send me a link to his page.
Sure. And she's posable, so you can like move everything around. I don't have the base done, so she's just sitting here. But like she's really pretty detailed.
What scale is that at 100% or did you size it up?
I scaled at 140%.
140?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's like big.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Now
I'm
I'll probably
interested.
never get this camera back. But there are, when I do the video I've already shot like an unboxing video for that, God dang it, for that printer, but I'm going to do like a more detailed what the printer can do. And that's cool.
This is also what you have to look out for, Jerry. This goes also with a gun.
It what?
Yeah, this the toon gun.
Yeah.
This goes with it.
The plaque.
Yeah. Because it was in Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the gun was given by him by Yosemite Sam because he was a bailsman and also detective, and he bailed him out of jail. So that's why he received the toon gun in the movie as a gift. But since his brother died, he stopped working with toons. You guys have to find out the story for yourself. So.
I would almost do that on a laser so that it looked with wood, and then do like the burning thing like Jerry does, and that would look really cool.
Oh, you mean scorch the wood?
Yeah, scorch it like around the edges, and you've got leave your burn on.
Well, you could
on
actually you could leave your burn. When you're doing a cut, if you're cutting it out of a laser, you could leave the settings low, and it will actually scorch the edges naturally for you.
Yeah.
On the Auteur Laser Master 3, it does not come with blades, but they're on sale. You can go to Auteur's website and spend $80, and you can get 4 of these. Wow, what a deal! Or you can print them yourself for a couple bucks. So I went on Thingiverse, found the files. I printed them in one piece originally, but the tolerances were too tight, and I couldn't get them to move properly. So another guy had another file, went down to Lowe's. I bought some bolts and nuts, and they work great. I haven't put them on the unit yet, but I can't see spending $80 if you own a 3D printer and you can do it yourself. But if you're in a lasers and you don't have a 3D printer, well, I guess that's a good deal at $80. but I don't think so. But yeah, so I made them myself. They came out
But I
perfect.
think their legs though are metal. I think they're aluminum. They're not.
I'll have to verify that, but
Yeah, do.
whatever they are, they look exactly like this. They work exactly the same way, and you can print them yourself.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Vincent, 1977, all out. Hey, Vincent, hello. How are you?
Hey, everybody.
Vincent,
Hi, Vincent.
I have a
You
question.
really
for
let
you.
everybody in now.
I have a question
Sorry.
for Vincent.
Yeah.
Your name is 1977 All Out. Do you ever not go all out?
Nope. Every day.
Looks like you got a haircut.
100% of the time, all out.
Looks like you got a haircut.
Yeah, but you're inside.
all out
How
in
you
the
can be
haircut,
all
no.
out. Oh, and a 5.
Is that a
Plus.
5 or 5 plus?
5+.
Oh, they're beautiful machines.
Picked them up today.
That is a fantastic printer.
What's the build volume? 300, 300, 400?
350 by 350 by 4.
Wow.
35 or 40 by 40.
Yeah,
if
it's
I'm correct.
350 by 400.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
nice.
printer.
It's a little
Auto
bit,
bed leveling, run out filament sensor, and
Yep.
everything else. Learning as I go.
It's a lot. Now leveling it takes a bit of learning, but what
Yeah.
you can learn it, level it without the bed on first, and then you put the bed assembly on. Pikachu, that came out really nice.
My first one.
Yeah, nice and clean.
So
Yeah,
I'm learning as I go.
I love that printer. I really, that's one of my go-to machines that I have here.
Yeah, it set me back a little penny, but
I've been using mine for about 3 years, and it's worth every penny of it.
yeah.
It has been, like, I've changed a few pieces on it, but it's still my workhorse.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things that I already want to change. The metal extrusion. Want to change
not
something with the
Don't
filament.
go all metal. Don't go direct drive on it.
No. Gonna leave it like this.
Mm.
Only a metal extrusion kit underneath the filament
for the extruder.
runout sensor.
Yeah. The extruder needs to be metal. I agree.
Yeah.
But
That's,
the rest of it is a like mine is still the original plastic extruder, and it's never had problems. It's still printing perfect today.
The same thing as this one, as the other end. It's stuck on there, so I have to check it because I cannot get it off.
Mm.
So I have to buy 2 new ones.
Yeah.
Did you put
Matt.
you got a gear puller?
But then also you still have to grind down the stepper motor a little bit and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I buy 2 new ones for that price.
By the time you do all that, you might as well just buy a new motor.
Exactly.
I received today in the post some filament. The company contacted me a few days ago.
You will love that filament.
Huh?
You will love that filament. Printed at 205.
It's I had a look online. It is for me pretty expensive, but they have some really nice colors as I've seen, and I of course I have color white, you know, for my lithophane. So I will. It's actually this one right there is printing it right now.
Print at the temperature of 205, and it will print like butter.
205. I have 215.
What?
I have 215. My standard setting for lithophanes.
Well,
he prints them hot because he doesn't want any gaps in the layers.
Yeah.
Because the light will show through the gaps in the layers. So the softer it is, it'll seal those gaps. That's why he's running it so high.
Yeah, this in wintertime and summertime is different, the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime I do run them and run about between 205, 210. Depends how warm it is summer, but wintertime I crank it up really hard. So
because it naturally cools because of the air being cooler around it. Yeah.
I've got a video on my channel that I did a review for their filament forum, and you can see all of the things that I printed. Is that the first thing you've printed with it?
Yeah, right now I just received it a few hours ago.
Yeah, filament. You'll love it. It's great.
Yeah, I will see.
It's expensive. I don't know that I would buy it, but it's great filament.
Yeah, I mean, if it works and great quality, why not? But
I'm printing with Algix and Coex print filament right now, and they both print fantastic. The Algix was given to me by Trevor and Navarre, and the Coex has sent me their Coex. Some PLA, some PETG. I'm doing the PLA right now. They give me some transition rolls, which are great, because they change color because they're when they extrude filament, they extrude one color for a long time. They get lots and lots and lots of spools out of it. Then they stop and switch over to do a different color. And to do that, they run about 2 or 3 kilos of filament through it. That normally would have, like, in a lot of people, some companies dump it. They don't. They offer it at a cheaper price because it's transitioned from one color to the next. And
so it's not a gradient filament. It's a
no,
actual color stop and change to something else.
Yeah, and while they're changing over, see, they have to run 2 kilos or 2 or 3 kilos of filament.
Would they run
flush it
PLA
out.
and ABS on the same line?
No, never do. No, it's always the same type. So, but they do it to flush out the material, and when you have it all flushed out, then what you have is a clean color for the next run of, let's say you go from black to yellow, you have to flush all the black out before you go to the yellow, and they call those transition rolls, and so they sent me some of those transition rolls, and the colors are nice. It's going from a black, and over time it's changing to a slightly grayish black color, like a charcoal color.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a charcoal color. These are
I
the
think that's
ones.
probably how gradient filament became.
These are the charcoal colors.
That's kind of cool.
I don't have a sonic pad. I haven't tried one. I do know that Nero the other day got the one from Creality that has clipper on it for his Ender 3.
Yep.
And one of the pinouts, on the way it's configured, if you throw it on a random printer with the wrong pinout, you can burn your thermal runaway. Will the minute he was connected, basically, his hot end got hot, had a thermal runaway. It had smoke coming off of it. So they don't have that set up right, that Creality.
But was he running? He was running a. We know the sonic pad doesn't replace the mainboard. It just joins with the mainboard, so the heat should be coming from the mainboard.
Is a sonic pad? Is that the one from Creality?
Yes, but it's the one that has that's the one to make it's like to replace a pie to do clipper. You use a sonic pad instead.
Yeah, because it already has clipper and everything on it. Well, like I said, Nero had a video the other day on one of his printers. He was testing it. It got a thermal runaway instantly, and it started overheating. It had smoke coming out of the hot end. And if you was to run to the store and go anywhere, you'd come home, your house might have burned down.
But that's because maybe the pinouts were set wrong.
Yeah, it was because they had it set up for certain printers. You plug it into the wrong printer, saying it should work. You'd have to check what pinout.
No, it doesn't. If you take a Raspberry Pi today and you plug it into the wrong printer, you'll get the same effect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the one and only. We've got the real Sam Prentice. Hey.
How you doing?
Mr. Sam.
Are you sure it's the real Sam, not the fake one? I
was going to say, where's his ID? Where's his ID? I don't believe he's the real one.
Well, you know what? That's
kind of sound check and a visual check.
I was on Chris's basement stream earlier, and he mentioned to me that BQ have just put out some quotes that I'd said all this stuff, and I certainly didn't write what the quote was in poor Chinese to English language. So who knows what's going on anymore? It's I don't know. It's a peculiar set of circumstances out there. So
challenge them on that.
I do know that there was a TikTok video made.
Okay,
Mr. Sam.
Yeah, with chocolate.
Homemade jam.
Yeah,
I've got your chocolate.
Oh yeah. It's in America.
Have you still got my chocolate?
No, I've flown back to the UK. The chocolate has been relinquished. That's with John at Tripod's Garage, who is going to be shipping that out to you if he hasn't already done so. I imagine it's already done. So it should be.
John with chocolate.
It was John. It's eaten.
He ate it.
Thank you so much. You better not have eaten my chocolate.
They made pancakes out of it.
This Galaxy chocolate just to see.
They made chocolate chip pancakes out of it.
Galaxy
I got you some Cadbury's as well, I think, and some other bits and pieces. So
yes, thank you.
Cadbury eggs, I hope.
Cadbury here though. You can get Cadbury chocolate here.
Indeed. Well, the reason I jumped on actually, Jerry, is because I heard you talking about the Sonic Pad, and I'm right in the middle of doing a review on the FL Sun version of it, and it's an interesting video, to say the least.
Did you watch the one by Nero? The one that Nero did on having issues on a couple printers?
He pinged me. That's on the King Rune, and I think it was on a Delta printer as well. Now, this is part of what this is essentially doing is highlighting a number of issues that we have with these pads, these random clipperized pads, and potentially there's quite a lot of hidden dangers with this stuff, because you can't just go plugging stuff in willy-nilly to your printer. You know, this is like, and even with FL Sun, they've written out these profiles called ABCDE, and then inside of that, so this is the manual, right? This is the manual for the FL Sun pad. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God.
That is all you've got. That's it. Nothing on the back, apart from these words. And this was almost
on your own.
This here was almost biblical. What are we doing? We want more people to use Clipper without barriers. Well, I'm telling you now, ladies and gentlemen, if you do plug these things in and you don't know what you're doing, you are going to have yourself a fire, or there's going to be something that's going to be horrendous that's going to happen to your equipment. And, you know, I'm dumbfounded by the fact that Clipper isn't just an easy way of doing things. And I watched a Modbot stream the other day, and he had an opinion on it as well, which was like, I don't think that everybody should have access to being able to modify the files as easily as they do, because that's just going to lead to people messing stuff up, breaking stuff. You know, everybody wants to have a go, right? And I kind of feel that if you don't know what you're doing, and I'm no expert, you know, I can muddle through it and I can read and look online and get assistance from various other people, but there are some very, very clued up experts in that. And really what I'd rather be doing is downloading a .bin file and a CFG file from a company or a creator that actually knows what the hell they're doing. Right now, and I've got two Deltas behind me from FL Sun. One of the Deltas that they said will all be pre-configured, you plug and play, it's not going to be a problem. What they forgot to mention is that the first load of SR printers that came out actually had clone BigTreeTech SKR 1.3 boards, and then they upgraded those to Robin Nano. So the Robin Nano profile is the one that's on there, and I could have had exactly the same problem that Nero had by just plugging it in, and the pins might not correlate to where they should. So you could have, you know, things crashing into your bed. You could have, you know, potentially a fire. Any of those things can be quite.
You plug it in, your baby's crying. You run out of the room. You come back 15 minutes later, and it's like, oh my God.
And you no longer have a room.
Yeah, totally. And, you know, it's worrying. It really is quite worrying. And of course, then who's liable for that? And that's that's part of my videos. You know, who is going to be liable for that? Is it you? Because you've taken a product that somebody said it's plug and play and you should have no issues with it. I mean, it literally says here, right? I can't believe this. ABCDE, printer type i3, chipset, STM 103, STM 401, and it gives a print bed size. Now, you know, there is nothing stopping you plugging in an Anycubic printer to one of these things. And I can tell you now, categorically, it's not going to work, because the new Anycubic printers are using the GD chips, not the STM32 chips. So, you know, jury is very much out on this. And, you know, people that think they're going to get a faster printer for the same amount of money as an Ender 3, you're not.
Well,
I think you're going to have headaches.
I think they're okay. I have no problem with the idea of the pad having everything on it, but you have to have knowledge and you have to know how to build your own configuration file. Because if you don't build your own configuration file and at least validate your pinouts in the config file, then you're asking for trouble, because you could end up on what's J1 on one machine is like what's J1 and the heat bed on one is on the other machine is that's J1. J1 is your hot end, and it's going to try and heat your heat bed to 230 degrees when you're printing. And that's backwards, right? And that's going to cause problems.
It's really worrying. And what Nero had is plugging in this to the King Rune printer. King Rune have just sent me the same printer, so I might do the same just to see what happens. But you know, the other thing is, and what's quite interesting, the FL Sun version is you can get into the SSH, which you can't do with the Creality stuff. And I think that's probably what's happened with Creality. They've released this product and someone's gone, you know what, we probably shouldn't give out the passwords just yet, because people are going to be wrecking their printers. And I think that's why they've done this sort of slow migration into actually allowing people to do what they want to do with this. But it defeats the whole object of Clipper. You know, Raspberry Pi and a screen or no screen versus, you know, this thing. the jury is certainly out on that, but you might have a lot of luck with it. They're talking about, if you've got an FL Sun printer, you can plug it into an FL Sun printer. I'm telling you now, if you don't have the right board in it, it is not going to work and it's going to be painful. So I've spent 2 days on this.
Well, you'll have to go get the config file or create a config file for that board and put it on the machine. Because you can.
Sure, but here's the thing: if you look on their website, Liam, right, there is one config file, and it doesn't relate to anything else. So if it had a different board into it previously, there's no information on there, and that is really, really dangerous. Especially if if you're confident in yourself and you think, yeah, actually, I could probably do this, and I can load those files, and I could probably muddle through it. And you end up blowing something up, or well,
that's on you because you did it, right? But I think what they should do is, as a manufacturer, they should turn around and say, "We're releasing this pad for our printers. Here is a config file for each of our models, available. Just download it, put it on, upload it into your web interface, and the settings are done. The only thing you'll have to do is get the board ID to update the board UID." That's it.
Absolutely. And this is why I said I did a Q&A with Creality Live, and I sent them like 7 or 10 questions. I said, look, these are the questions I'm going to ask you. I want you to answer me in an email. So I've got your answers. So there's not going to be any, we need to ask an engineer, or we need to do this, we need to do that, whatever. I said, answer me in the email, which they did. And when we asked them live, of course, then they had the answers all pre-prepared. So things like 5 volt out of your clipper pad into your printer. What's that all about? Why are we still doing that? Did we learn nothing from the CR6 fires? It makes me wonder if it's a race to the bottom instead of trying to put a product out that is the best of the best. There's no support. There's very little support. There's nobody going to be out there from Creality that's going to go, hey, you know what? I'll help you. Don't worry. I'll give you some one-to-one time and we'll get this working. It's all going to be led by the community.
Well, yeah. Well, Clipper is community driven anyway, but you can actually, I don't know how good it is. I know Creality have been boasting it recently that you can pay for direct support and someone will be on the end of the phone to help you. I don't know now how well it works or anything. I know they've been boasting it out there for a while that you can pay and they will give you support for their machines. You could pick up, you could contact an email or whatever, and there'll be somebody there to respond to you.
Yeah, this is the thing. They're selling a product. The product should be plug and play. That's how they're selling it. And it's not going to be that.
Yeah.
I think it's I'm guessing it's plug and play for the machines they already have pre-configured listed on it.
Then they should have it listed in big letters, a great big sign or paper. It only known to work with this printer and this printer, and explain it.
That's do that because they switch the boards on the same printer like 8 times during its production, so they can't do that.
So let me ask you this:
an explanation on this is how you find out what board is in the machine. They should have instructions. You lay the printer over, open it up. Look here. If it's this, use this file. If it's that, use that file.
Yeah, well, they can do that. They already have version file numbers out there for versions of boards.
You're getting into an advanced user part of this particular point, and the worrying element of this is, Creality, on the face of it, if you look at what they've done, they've put out an accelerometer that only basically tracks in one direction. It tracks in the X direction. It doesn't do the Y. Why is that? Because Creality doesn't understand how input shaping actually bloody well works. And that is mental, like bloody mental. It's the whole reason that you're going to want to get Clipper is because you want to reduce ringing, you want to get the thing dialed in, you want to be that advanced user. And they've released something that, I said to them, this isn't going to work. Oh, well, it works better. No, it doesn't work better. It doesn't work better just because you calibrate it in one direction. And, I asked them that and they look stupid, and people will still buy it. It doesn't matter. People always, if they're releasing something, it's a bit like Apple products. People will just sheep it up and, and just go in that direction. I saw a question there. What board should you swap out for an Anycubic? I don't know, because I don't swap boards out on Anycubic printers. I'm hoping at some point, possibly Tim from TH3D might do some work on the Anycubic printers. They are quite a popular thing at the moment, and I certainly would love to run. You can run Clipper on the Viper. But any other printer since then, since COVID, since the GD chips, you will need to do something along the lines of soldering ports and stuff and positives and whatnot. And to be honest, I don't really want to get into that. Certainly for the videos that I produce, I don't want to be getting into that kind of realm of they're saying it's plug and play. It isn't. If you want to do something plug and play, maybe do an Octoprint or something like that, and
switch it out with an SKR board or something like that, and that'll solve most of those problems.
Could be. Yeah, could be. But again, I don't want to be, making content around that. I want to be making stuff, not reviewing bloody printers all the time. That's my thing, really. But yeah, it's been interesting, and I've spent a fair few days working on. So this FL Sun pad. Okay, if you take the bare bones of this and say, I want to run Clipper on a pad without anybody else's input, without FL Sun interfering with their repo or any of that kind of stuff, you can do it on the FL Sun pad, which is quite reassuring.
You got SSH access?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly right. And the thing is, Creality haven't done that. And of course, Creality have done a weird thing with their pad as well. I'm sorry that I look dreadful tonight, but I've been working at this for the last day and a half.
You look good.
I am ill,
I look
man.
terrible.
I'm seriously ill. I've got like a cold and a cough, and I probably caught it from Tripod's garage or something. I don't know.
Man flu.
Yeah, it's bad.
Be careful, it's more deadlier than COVID.
I've been eating lollipops and stuff all day, trying to keep myself alive. But yeah, like I say, they've done a mapping on this particular one, but it does have an Ethernet port, which is kind of cool. But this really awful port for the accelerometer, whereas the FL Sun one has a USB one you can plug straight in. In fact, I've got it right here. So that's the module for it. And then you plug it into a USB, which I think is actually a better way of doing it. But all this, you can control 7 devices off of one Clipper pad. No one is going to do that unless you're completely mental. No one is going to control that many printers off of one thing. It's just ridiculous. I'll be surprised if people do more than 2 and actually feel that that's a success. But fair play to them if they do. That's the whole point in this, isn't it? Do what you want to do.
Does putting liquid cooling on your printer qualify as mental?
No, I actually really like that idea. And where did I see that? Was that E3D have done it, and someone else has done BQ have done it recently, right?
I'm using the BQ hot end. Yeah, the H2O is what I have in mind.
I like that.
It's on a 500 by 500 by 600 printer.
It's not a Tronxy, is it?
No. It's Creasy.
Okay.
Big bed slinger.
Yeah, it's a big bed slinger for the prints.
Sam, what are you gonna do with your Anycubic Max when you finish with it?
With the Max, I'm using that Max as sort of my main printer, and I really, really want to clipperize that. I really rate the Max, and it sounds so surreal, but it just works. I've done nothing to it, and it just works flawlessly. The big Octopus I printed, which was like a 10 days worth of printing, flawless. I can't say anything better or worse about it. It's slow when you compare it to maybe like a rat rig or something, but for the money, good God, it's a very good value printer. I have heard this week, by the way, news just in, that there is a new release of not an Anycubic, but a different brand. They contacted me and said, hey, we're going to be doing this printer. Are you interested? And it's something like 450 by 450 by 500 or something. Wow. And I went, yeah. So, interesting times are ahead for those kind of ranges. But we'll wait and see.
Come out today. I don't have the H2. I have the H2O, which is the liquid cooled version.
That's
H2
cool.
is a non-liquid cooled. The H2O is liquid cooled.
Yeah, I don't think it's madness at all. In answer to your question,
I
think
it's great. It prints great. I have a neon green. I got the PC cooling system, cooling liquid, neon green, so it looks like a weird science experiment.
2 years ago, I was talking about this. Why not cool down a printer with like what they use on computers? And I was like ridiculed for it.
Well, E3D did it years and years ago, and it was called the Aqua or something. I think they called it, didn't they? And it's just one of those things.
Here, Jerry, put me on screen.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Nice.
The bright neon green makes it look like a science experiment.
It looks like the reanimator liquid that
does, doesn't
West injected into what's his face to wake him back
Really
up again.
cool.
So this is before I finished the setup. But I
So
have
when
all
you-
this
is that
not
your
all the
cloning
cables
machine?
tidied up or anything yet, but
That's how my blood is now. Oh, that's cool.
yeah, works great. I'm printing on
That's
it right
cool.
now.
Amazing.
Oh, you know what I thought about to solve that problem with the tube going overhead? Why
I don't
not?
have the tubes overhead anymore. I've rerouted them all. They're coming
Alright.
out the side now, nice and tidy. I just had it there for setup and test.
Because otherwise you can go to they have what they call those little shops, a garden center. They have those little ballasts what they use for the grow lights. They go up and down. That would
No,
basically
what I have it all cabled nice and strapped well together now. But I might put I'm thinking maybe in sometime in the future I'm going to put on a drag chain onto the print head and just set it up that way. But I haven't done it yet. But I may do a drag chain. But right now, the way it's working right now, it's running perfect.
yeah.
The hot end, you can put your hand up to the hot end and it feels cold. And then while the nozzle's running at 250 degrees, you don't even feel it.
I think it's called an assist yo-yo, light assist yo-yo.
Yeah, no, I don't need. No, I have it all cabled up and nice and tidy right now.
So, Sam, you had a lot of fun at NERP. How'd everything go coming to America again?
I've got to say, it was probably one of the most breathtaking experiences in recent time, I would say. What was weird is the whole Death Racer thing, as you know. We just kind of put that together because I kind of we kind of had a plan, and we've got like a 4 to 5 phase plan on what myself and Michael Badley are going to be doing. So we've got kind of like an official understanding now, which was a little bit difficult, I think, for some people to swallow because it looked like I was fronting everything and Michael was in the background and I was in the foreground, and that's kind of how the relationship works. And that being the case, flying out to America, doing that whole thing, going to do the Mirth thing to start with, where I obviously saw Liam very briefly, actually, Liam.
Yeah.
Doing that, and the whole premise of this was to, get this in front of people. Joel Telling to kind of get involved with it, which they loved, by the way. David and Joel were really into this. Lozbot again, another key, contributor for this, and then. There was a moment we were kind of down in this pit. There was like a 30-degree angle into a reversing bay that the guys from Earth basically gave us. And getting to Earth and actually getting the event off the ground was really tricky because I approached them to start with and I said, hey, what about this? And they went, no. And I went, okay. Any compromise? No. And I said, okay, so here's the problem. You might have a load of people turn up at that event wanting to do this race, and you're going to have to manage that internally. Why don't you allow us to do it externally of the building, and we will then make sure that there's control throughout. And they were happy with that in the end, and they came back a couple of weeks later, and we made it work. Chris, the organizer, he managed to organize some space, and he got really excited about it. And I think we didn't quite anticipate, there could have been a thing where nobody turned up, or there could have been a thing where, 10 turned up or whatever. We had nearly 30. So, big hat tip to the community for getting on board with it. And some of the racers were just out of this world, just incredible. And there's a whole lot of artwork, CAD work, time and effort. And between the Saturday race and the Sunday race, people were working through the night to get their races ready for the Sunday. So, there's a certain amount of lunacy that I think you give to creators or makers. And I think we managed to capture the imagination. So if we had 6 or 7, I think at the first one, we had 30 at this one. So by the time we roll back round for Mirth, we might have 40, 50 Earth when they properly endorse it, because I think they're going to endorse it as part of one of their key events for next year.
Were they worried about the batteries or something catching fire if it was inside?
They were worried about everything. They were worried about broken ankles. They were worried about brushless motors. They were,
Wow.
and quite rightly so. If I come out of a product and say, hey, it's called the Death Racer, racer, you're going to be kind of like, okay, how do we deal with this inside of a college/university campus where you're talking about death, Sam? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of, maybe I should have called it something a little bit more PC, right? But we had to work with those guys, and there is only really.
Thank you very much, Rich. Thank you for the $10.
There's only one way to go about it, really, and I think by understanding and appreciating what everybody's key concerns were, and working forward with that. So we called it the Death Racer, so the Death Earth Racer. I've got a few ideas about, I think, what we're going to call it next year, but it will be the Death Racer. It is the Death Racing thing, and more. I've seen a DeLorean that someone's building at the moment. We talked about flying ones. We've talked about all sorts of crazy different kind of makes. And once we get to the end of this, I think I've personally got about 2 more events kind of listed and planned. There were some big ideas about building a full size one, and some major companies in the US were going to be involved with it and then bring it out to Europe, and I was going to assemble it. And that's kind of fallen to the wayside because I think we ended up with 30 days to do it in. And there was just no way even the big boys were going to be able to kind of make this work. So, like I say, going out to America again, I think me and John did about 36 hours in a car together. Which is a long time, and then I did another 16 hours on flights. So we shall see what happens next time.
Yeah, I did all the small ones, as you know, all the little droids, and I got 2 with tracks. I never did a Death Racer, but from what I've seen on Murph and Earth, were the tolerances on the neck too loose that when you're driving them real fast, it was popping out?
No,
the neck need to be tighter, or?
No, it's actually held in by a switch, so it's very much about the tolerances of the switch, rather than the print density. I noticed like a few of the fast ones, they just took off and literally flipped because they are ultimately too fast. And again, that's going to be a dialing in setting. That's going to be something that people are going to have to learn how to deal with that, and maybe not to go too quick, too fast.
That's Sam. There's a company in the Columbus, Ohio. Their company's called IC3D Printing. Have you heard of them?
I have, yeah.
They have printers that can print. I think it's 1.5 meter cubes. They can print a full chair in one of their. They do industrial printing. If you want large size versions of it printed, they have the machines to do so.
Well, this to be fair with you, Liam, this was to do with Joel and his people. So I think they were talking 3 meters by 6 meters. They wanted an ATV, and this thing was going to go into a museum. That's the kind of scale we were talking about.
But IC3D printers, that's what they do, big prints like that. So you wouldn't do that as one piece, right? You'd be doing it because it's assembled. But they have the machinery and they have the printers to do it, because they do heavy duty industrial printers. They're all printing all the time.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's Strategist and various other companies like that is the ones they were looking at. I had other than the fronting it and the design and putting together, I had nothing else to do with that particular part. But that may happen in the future. You never know. Yeah,
there's a company called also in China called PIO Create. Yeah, they're a derivative of Creality, and they do really large, heavy duty. Pellet extruders machines.
I've heard of them. I have heard of them. Yeah,
they do 3D printing and CNC combined. So they'll print something, and then they'll park the head and switch over to a CNC head and come out and they'll mill the part to the right shape. So they do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Everybody in chat, if you don't know who the real Sam Prentice is, here's a link to his YouTube channel. Please go subscribe. Ignore what's in chat. That crap shouldn't be there. But here's a link to Sam's channel right here.
Best adult dating site. I better click on that one. Amazing. I love all that. So, Jerry, this is Twitch, right? You're on Twitch.
I'm on Twitch and YouTube. That comment's coming out of YouTube.
Okay.
That should have been blocked.
YouTube is good. They don't block them properly on YouTube. YouTube doesn't do any filtering.
They get through on Twitch too on occasion, but
it's harder though.
Yeah, it is harder on Twitch.
Yeah, they're back again, Gary.
Ooh, baby.
Ban.
Look at those lips.
Yeah, I'm just going to check in my printer. 1 second.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun anyway, and hanging out with all sorts of weird and wonderful people. John from Proper Printing, he was especially a bit of a cool dude. I met Jesse from Uncle Jesse. I met him.
Yeah.
Bunch of other people. The guys from Proper Printing, Printed Solid. Met those guys. They're big entity out in the US as well. And again, I'm just some guy from the UK. I don't know a lot of these big American companies out there. We don't have that kind of footfall in the UK here. So it was good, really good. You should definitely come out to Murph though.
Yeah, I'm planning on going next year. I have to save up for it. If
Yeah,
you can come all the way across the pond, I can drive from I can go from Las Vegas to Illinois.
I mean,
honestly,
I drive like 800 something miles to go to Murph, and I've been twice now. So
I'll be at Murph. I'll go to Murph next year. I won't go to Earth, but I'll be at Murph for sure.
Earth was how can I put it? Earth was a little bit more commercial,
and cramped, tighter with people.
Yeah, I think if you're after that kind of professional element versus
it's
do whatever you
it's
want.
like a festival versus a trade show is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Earth is very much a trade show. It felt like a trade show with just some tables in the middle for people to show off their hobby, but it was clearly focused on business.
Yeah, I would say so. But I enjoyed both of them. And as I say, if you do get the chance to go out to either one of them, Jerry, I certainly would recommend it. It's very cool.
I will definitely be at Murph next year.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'll go to Murph, but I'll be there I'll only go for the Saturday again. I'll just do the one day, drive down, be there for the day, and drive back again. It's close enough for me to make the drive. It's a couple of hours drive for me to get there. So
27 hours if I was to drive. I just got to figure out where am I going to fly into? How am I going to get from the airport to there? Where's the motel? I just got to talk to Dan, Tripod, and a few other people, Zach, and figure out how I'm going to coordinate everything and look at it on paper.
Sounds good to me.
Earth is going to a restaurant with your friends, and Murph is a cake party out in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Well,
I like it. I think it'll be even busier next year.
Yeah.
People are still hesitant because of the all the old lockdown stuff and so on, and people are slowly getting back into it. They weren't getting in as fast. I think next year will be actually make it more. It'll be a lot more popular next year. A lot more people.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a Rocky Mountain.
I saw that the RM Earth. That's way. Denver's a long on the haul for me. I'm not going down there. That's a long haul.
Ladies and gentlemen, light speed. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
What's up?
Speedy.
Hey, everybody. Llama. What's up?
Llama.
Llama.
I haven't seen you guys in a long time. What's up, Sam?
How you doing, buddy? All right?
I've been busy.
Good. Yeah. I'm doing good. Yeah, doing real good.
Did you catch my TikTok earlier?
No, I did not.
Okay. I'll save that one for later then.
You've been getting some.
I'm on a TikTok detox right now.
You mean you've been banned?
He's done a forced TikTok and detox. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stephen, you've been on a rant lately. People are trolling you.
I know. So I've decided to take a break from TikTok for a little while, and I'm actually focusing on Facebook Reels more because they actually pay you for making content, and TikTok doesn't pay you anything. So yeah, and they actually pay really good. Facebook pays really good. So I'm working really hard on trying to build up an audience there. So the problem with TikTok is TikTok's a Chinese company, and trying to get a hold of somebody at TikTok is next to impossible. It's like on autopilot, basically. So if you have an issue or you lose your password or you or an email or something, you cannot get anybody to help you, and it just sucks. So yeah, I never thought I'd say this, but Facebook is a better company.
I don't know about that.
Well, you're talking about not being able to get a hold of anybody. Let me tell you about my Facebook situation. I had somebody hack an old, ancient Yahoo email address that
Yahoo.
that has not been in use in forever, and it was still tied to my Facebook account. So they got in my Facebook account and went on to post a bunch of illegal, explicit material on my Facebook, in which it all was immediately removed. You know, their algorithm is good at that thing, and you know, I managed to get my account secured. I got it back from them, logged everything out, changed the password, removed the email address, gotten the email, and fixed that as well. And I got a 3-day ban, like full ban from all services, and couldn't get a hold of anybody for it. Like, hey, that was a hacker. Yeah. I've since fixed it. So 10 days later, I'm just messing around. 3-day ban's over. And I get a pop-up saying that I get another 3-day ban for the stuff that was posted 10 days prior.
Oh, no.
And there's no way to contact anybody.
No, and there's no way.
They will not talk to you about it.
There's nothing that my husband keeps getting bans, and he's 30-day bans and all this, but there's nowhere that you can put any kind of explanation. And they ban for stupid things. Like he told a guy, your eyes must be shot, because he didn't see what was in a photo, and it was banned for violence. He was banned for violence.
Yeah. The best part about my situation is I was banned 10 days after the stuff was posted. Yeah. And I'd already been banned for it once.
Yeah, there are people that are getting banned for stuff that is years old.
Right.
Because what they're doing is they're bringing in new technologies to do scanning and stuff, and they're implementing it across the board rather than being this from a point forward. And when anybody accesses stuff that's old and it's been brought to highlight in the system, it triggers it again. It's just bad implementation.
Like I'm missing out. Or something.
It's really bad implementation. It's terrible bad implementation. If I did that in my job and we did stuff like that in my job, me and half my engineers would be gone.
Yeah, there's no way to explain. This is not really what you're thinking that it is.
Yeah.
So if I post that's it. If I post a video of the CCP Capitol underneath this ship right here, and this happens, are they going to ban me for it?
You know.
Anyway.
Well, you know what's funny is I think YouTube is actually a lot more tolerant when it comes to like American stuff. Like I got banned originally. This all started for me when I was doing a live stream. And I showed a picture. I was working on a project. I think I showed you guys last time, to hang a gun on a wall. And when I went back and looked at it, I showed the butt, like just the handle part of the gun. And I got banned immediately for it. And there's no appeal process for that. So I tried to. You have to email them, and it's like anything. You know, people can dox you. That's okay. That's fine. But if you show the handle of a gun, they ban you for it. So it just, TikTok is not, but I feel bad for guys like It's Boy in Space. His whole life revolves around his TikTok. And if something bad happens to him, if somebody says the wrong thing in a live stream, if somebody, you know, I mean, he could lose his whole livelihood over it. I mean, honest, and it's happened before. One day he woke up, 4.3 million followers gone like that. The whole account's gone in a blink of an eye. Now he got it back a few weeks later. But it basically took him begging everybody to email TikTok on his behalf. But that happens all the time. There's so many people who go, yeah, I used to have a 4 million or 3 million followers, and now I have nothing. You know, so it's like, why would you want to and by the way, TikTok, to build an audience takes. I mean, I had almost 6,000 followers in 7 months, and let me tell you, that took every day posting 2 or 3 times a day to get that. It's just so much work. And you, at the end of the day, by the way, you get your content back and it's all watermarked with TikTok logos. So, you know, unless you save it privately, you know, the content isn't worth anything, honestly. Because if you post a TikTok video to YouTube, it will not go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
I got I live stream every single night. every night, and I've got my followers up to over 9,000. I got a 4-day suspension for harassment and banning and bullying.
Yeah, bullying.
Harassment and bullying.
That's a common one.
You know what I live stream? Feeding raccoons and possums.
I saw that.
I have no idea where they would have gotten harassment and bullying.
It could be random people just complaining for whatever reason. Because
you know what it is. So I emailed TikTok, the Safety Center for North America. They have like an email. The guy's name is like Mark Hung or something. Anyways, I emailed him and emailed back, and he said, I said, why do I keep getting for the longest time when I would live stream at the 16-minute mark, I would get banned for harassment and bullying. 4 times in a row, it was always at the 16-minute mark every time. And so I wrote him back and I said, can you at least tell me like how many people does it take? He said it takes 25 individual IP addresses to ban somebody. So even if somebody has 20 accounts, they can't do it. There has to be 25 individual people, he said. Individual IP addresses have to flag it. So,
and that's easy to do. All you need is VPN software, and you can do that.
Yeah,
that's actually a good point. But
it's very easy to do. You could do it in 10 minutes.
See, there's a lot of blocking. There's a lot of blocking now that goes on in my live stream because there's trolls. You know, why are you feeding these trash pandas and all that kind of stuff? Those people get blocked now. Before they got muted. And I think it was probably when I was muting people, they could still see my account and a VPN, and you've got 25 locations.
Yep. That's true. I actually never thought about that.
Hey, Sam, when you came over, I know you love pancakes. You're always posting about pancakes, but how about country fried steak and eggs or biscuit and gravy? You ever try those?
Oh, biscuits and gravy.
I did go to a few different restaurants with. I wasn't so gun ho with pancakes as I was the first time. And next week I start personal training with a guy that I worked with just before I got married. So before I come back to the States, I'm going to lose I'll probably lose 3 stone, and then I'll probably put it back on when I come out to Mirth. So you know, you got to have something to work for, right?
It's all about the balance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Did you try biscuits and gravy?
Yes.
And did you love it?
They're delicious.
I thought it was very nice. Yes, and again, like in the UK, we don't really. You don't come here for the food. Put it mildly. You don't come here for the food.
Have you ever heard
the UK's got really bland. Their food's really
half the world for their seasoning and liked none of it.
I baked the meatloaf yesterday. My wife says, "Oh, I don't like meatloaf." Well, I love meatloaf. My mom used to make it, so I made a loaf of meatloaf yesterday. It's good, hot or cold, and you know.
And I would do anything for love. No, wrong one. Okay,
not that kind of meatloaf.
Okay.
Wrong meatloaf.
No, but Jamie, I'm not a fan of biscuits and gravy.
Oh, well, then you've not had good gravy then.
I
Jamie,
told her,
where do you live? I know you're in the South somewhere.
Meatballs, meatloaf,
I'm in
almost
Arkansas.
identical.
We know how to make biscuits and gravy that you will love.
My wife loves meatballs, but she don't like meatloaf. They're almost identical. Just a few spices that are different.
Yeah, it's like people say they like Swedish meatballs, but in Sweden they're just meatballs, right?
Well,
chicken fried steak. If you buy cube steak and you batter it and you fry it up, that's chicken fried steak, and with homemade gravy on it, country gravy, a couple eggs on the side. Awesome. Excellent.
Or mashed potatoes.
Let me tell you what I'm making tonight. I'm grilling Brazilian style sirloin.
Oh, nice.
We had a farmer's market last weekend, and there was a guy with a cattle farm selling fresh meat, and he was selling sirloin roast really cheap, like $11 a pound. And I took it and I cubed it up into little small pieces like what you would get at a Brazilian steakhouse. And they're in the fridge marinating in garlic and olive oil and some other stuff. I'm going to go grill those here in a little while.
Chop it really small, add some vinegar, add a nice vinegar onto it, and now you have steak tartare and just eat it uncooked. Perfect.
Tom Lama, do you have any cutting boards you want to show off? I know you've been posting some really cool pics over on Facebook and Twitter.
I got them all. They're for sale. The store is open as of noon today. Ha ha!
So you're So you're starting to. Isn't your brother a partner in that llama or no?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna
That's
bounce.
cool.
I'm gonna keep on the side, but
I'm
I'll see you soon. All right, guys.
Awesome seeing you,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Sam.
Sam. Have an awesome day.
I'll try to
Thank
get that
you, thank
chocolate
you,
in the next
thank
few
you for the
days.
chocolate.
Yeah, no worries. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye
Take
for now.
care. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Fancy ones.
Yeah, there's a link to Tom's store right there. I just posted it.
Really thick and awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is. And then we have more big, fat, fancy ones made of maple and cherry. And I got to keep the tags with them because they're all tagged individually with ID numbers for the website. Then we got an even bigger one. This is the biggest one of all of them. This thing's freaking awesome. I almost
Nice.
want to keep this one.
Those are really pretty. Do you make those or order those?
I made them. They're all handmade
Yeah.
by me with all the
Yeah,
strings.
very,
and
very
everything,
nice.
changes, and if you look at the ends, they're all like blocks and
Yeah,
a lot of work into these
a
things.
lot of cutting and gluing.
A lot of fancy woods. This stuff, Purple Heart, which the Purple Heart's not really showing up on this camera. It's like wicked outrageously expensive. Yep. I got little ones, and serving boards, and charcuterie boards, and cribbage boards, and all kinds of stuff. See, cribbage boards with little kitty cats on them, reaching for the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you use you did an acrylic infill?
Yeah, it's just resin. Yep.
Oh, I also got these in.
Go buy some stuff. I need to sell some stuff.
Christmas is coming.
That's kind of why I was pushing to get it
You
done.
need to. You definitely.
Here's
need to get
Tom's
them on
site right here.
Facebook.
TomLlama.com.
And I got like 4 more charcuterie boards outside, 2 or 3 more tennis or cutting boards. Clark. Making them's a whole lot easier than that freaking website is. That is just way more time than it's worth.
Oh, Jerry, I got these in as well. Remember I was talking to Matt at Akuma Mods for doing the resin print for me? So he's
Why would
printing
you
that.
ask Matt and not ask me?
You don't have a printer big enough. I know that. Yeah, I know what printers you have. Your printer's not big enough to do. Some of these are bigger than anything, even the GK2, way bigger.
Okay.
So that's the reason why. And so like this is a huge design of the James Webb, and the width of it, he had to put it on his equivalent.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me interrupt. We've got Nick from Blvd Build. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Thanks for joining in.
So he's got one of those was it the Phaeton, the really, really big resin printers, and so what he's printing, it will fit on that bed. Just
go back to the wood pile. I like
that's how big it is. And what I got is these stick-on acrylic gold-colored, flexible gold-colored tiles. So that's the mirrored.
Oh, that's cool.
And what I'm going to do with these is, when I get the 3D printing and I assemble it, I'm going to measure the size of the hexagons for the mirror for James Webb. I'm going to cut these out with my laser because they are acrylic, they're not card. Cut them out with my laser and stick them on. So when you have the model of the James Webb, it'll actually have real reflective mirrors on it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'll be cool.
It's going to be about 1.5 feet wide.
Those are how much are those panels? Where'd you get those?
I got them on Amazon. I think they were $13 or $15. But they're
What
not,
are they called? What are they called, Liam?
let me find it for you. I can get you the link. Let me go to my Amazon.
I don't want a link. I want to know what they're called.
Yeah, just give me a second. I just looked for a gold mirror. Let me get the order. Let me get the description from the order. That'll be easier. They're called square acrylic mirror stickers, and there's 15 of them. And they cost $14.30.
Yeah, Nick, guys, he does a lot of laser work on YouTube, all kinds of great videos. He's got 100,000 subscribers. He has an awesome channel. He's a really funny man. and I'm glad he was nice enough to drop in today.
Cool. So this will be nice when it's done. Here's a whole stack then.
So Nick,
What about
how's it
Yes,
going?
sir.
How you been? You have an awesome channel. I'm so glad you could make it.
Absolutely.
Tell people that don't know who you are. Tell us a little bit about what you like to do.
I'm a full-time content creator on YouTube. Channel's Blvd. I started out as a DIY channel. Now I do probably more laser stuff. I still need to do some more DIY stuff now that it's gotten a little cooler and I can pull the torches out because I like to burn stuff. But yeah, I quit my job about 2017 and became a full-time content creator. And this year, as of about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I realized that I have made more money this year than I would have been at my day job.
Nice.
So dreams do come true, kids. It was a lot of hard work, but it's definitely worth it. I get to spend a lot more time with my kids. And I get to be there for them for, dad stuff, I guess.
I like how you got the GoPro around your neck. You can film all your close-up shots. Just have it hanging off your neck like that.
I have this on here because I'm kind of trying to get used to it. I was watching YouTube the other day and some guy was talking about this and he's like, yeah, when I'm doing stuff with my hands, I can just, I just put this on my neck and then I have hands free. And I was like, that is brilliant. I need one.
I need one too for my painting.
Very cool.
That would be so much easier
I know, right?
than a webcam over my head.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
LA Hobby Guy wasn't chat a little bit ago. He was driving. Oh, here he is. All right. Is Nick drinking coffee?
I am drinking coffee, dude.
Your live stream the other night when I popped in chat briefly, you're pretty lit. I'm thinking he's not going to remember this. Yeah, here's a picture. Here's kind of who I am right here. I live in Las Vegas. I'm a retired construction worker. I've been in the hobby like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm at my kitchen. Here's a picture of a messy desk and a lot of models. Here's another loom of a lot of models. And I've got like 5 or 6 boxes of models in another room. Here's where I'm streaming right here, that PC I've mounted on the wall. And going out back, that slider there, I enclosed the patio. I put a wall up. I've got 3 resin printers out there, a K40 and a couple lasers here. This picture was taken like 6 months ago. Let's see. And then my MP CNC out in the garage. I want a 1Finity really bad. Can't afford it, but this kind of works. Gets the job done for the most part right now. And then I just cleaned up the garage and I moved a bunch of my lasers out there. Right here, I've got the Tour Laser Master 3 that I'm currently testing in the foreground. I cleared off my bench in the back and I moved all my rest of my lasers back there. I've got a Focus Atom Stack, a DIY down below, 2 trees, Comgrow, and an X-Tool D1. And that's kind of working in here and out there. And I do a lot of videos on YouTube. On my channel isn't nothing like yours, but for some reason, I just haven't found the right thing to set my videos off. So I'm making videos for about 5 years now. And I got a YouTube channel called 3D Printing and Painting, and I'm on all socials. So that's kind of what I do.
Very cool. I just got my, still in the box, I got my first 3D printer. Creality contacted me and wanted to send me a printer. So they sent me an Ender 3 Pro S. Is that right? S Pro?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yes, their new model.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about 3D printing, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun.
A lot of us here do an awful lot of 3D printing. And we make a variety of different things. It all varies. Some of design parts, some of just print models.
Model printing.
Some of us print and paint.
Well, so it seems to me like a lot of times I'm like, I need this thing, and I look it up, and it's like, well, you can get it for free if you have a 3D. You can download the file and get it or whatever. Well, and I don't have a 3D printer, so.
Laser Master 3, they want $80 for these legs. I went on Thingiverse, I found a file, printed about a carbon fiber. I could have used PLA or any material pretty much, but I just saved myself $80 by printing them myself.
Very cool.
So, And I'm streaming right now on Twitch and YouTube. That's why I see the parachute guy there. That's an app over on Twitch, but I'm multi-streaming.
Very cool. So can we see any of the people on Twitch, or can we just see the people on YouTube?
You can see their chat only in chat. When somebody comments on Twitch, you can see their chat.
You can see it. The other people
Gotcha.
watching the stream can only see whatever their stream is.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Tim.
The one good thing, if you could put the chats on the side, is a good thing if you're going to dual stream.
Yeah, you
Very
could
cool.
do that. You could actually take that
Switching on
chat
chat.
feed and put it in as a,
Let me post that in
bar
Black
on the
Link.
side and have it scrolling through.
Yeah, that way the Twitch people can see the YouTube and the YouTube people can see the Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, so I want to look at comments, right? Not private chat.
Yeah, go to comments. Yeah.
What'd
Oh,
you
gotcha.
get,
Now I
Tim?
can see it. Now that I can see their icons. That's cool.
And if you want to comment back since you're in StreamYard, you'd either have to be on Twitch watching me or on YouTube. And then you can comment straight on YouTube or Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tim said he got a new toy. Why
In
is he not in
StreamYard,
here?
With the chat.
only the person who owns the channel, that owns the account, can post comments in here. Everybody else will have to post them in this whatever social media you're using.
Oh.
Gotcha.
What's this for, Jamie?
What?
In private chat, what's that comment for?
Oh, that's look, that's for Liam. That's on AliExpress. Those are gold acrylic things. 12 pieces. They're like big wall tiles.
Yeah, mine are large. They're pretty large.
No, these I think were big.
Oh, you want them to actually stick on a wall?
12 pieces for $1.89.
Yeah, but how much would your shipping cost you?
$2.94.
Oh, they're
Do you-
okay. Yeah, I've seen those.
You're
Yeah,
gonna have 10 people if you want to come in.
yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, they're fine.
That
So-
might be worth it.
What do you want to put them on the wall? As a decoration?
Well,
or what?
yeah, you can put them on your wall, but if they're acrylic, then you can still cut them.
Well, you can cut them as they're card as well. It doesn't matter. I can cut them as long as they're not glass. We're on the laser, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. So for me, like, I wanted something fairly flexible, and these are. And the shape doesn't matter. I don't care about, because you must remember, I'm going to cut these down into octagonal shapes to fit whatever's on the model. When
Yeah.
the model's finished printed.
Well, that's what I was looking at these. for,
Ladies and
because they're
gentlemen,
not
we've got
square,
Duet
but
3D,
you can still
Tim.
cut these.
Hey, Tim.
Well, unless you're going, if you're going to stick it on the wall to make the shape of James Webb, yes, you could. Those would be perfect.
No. I'm talking about. It doesn't matter that these are octagonal. I just picked those because they're a large piece, and there's 12 of them for a cheap amount of money, and then you can cut many of your little octagons
Yeah,
out of
that's
one
true.
octagonal shape.
That's true. You know, you're correct. You could.
Here's next channel right
found
here,
these on
guys.
Amazon, and I got them delivered 2 days later. So
Yeah,
Yeah, just subscribed.
I have been subscribed to him forever. He
I
does
think
not,
I am too.
however- He does not, however, subscribe to me.
oh, you're being called out.
Burn.
Yeah, you're being called out now for that one.
He probably didn't even know I exist.
Now
Because-
he can't make that
because I
statement.
do
You can never
3D
say I didn't know
printing
about you, Jamie.
and painting stuff. So,
You just called
Anyways,
him
you
out.
got a great channel.
Subscribed.
I do like to give a little bit of from
Yeah,
time to time.
the colorful S word. Yeah.
Here's the link in chat, guys, for Nick's channel. Please go subscribe, follow him. He's an awesome guy. A lot of funny content. You can learn a lot from him.
So, Jerry, I need to drop because I have to go. I have to meet that guy at 6 o'clock, and it's.
All right, Liam, you have a great day. Nice
See
seeing
you,
you.
Liam.
See you again.
Nice
Bye,
chatting.
Liam.
Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. Liam will be back on his channel.
Yep.
Streaming on Twitch.
Correct.
Cool.
I will see you then, guys.
Take
Bye,
care.
Have
Liam.
a good one. Take care, guys. Bye.
Let's pull
TTFN.
G Wet up top. Hey, Tim, tell Nick with Blvd build down there
Build.
what you do and who you are.
I
He
am
just
Tim.
got his
I'm
first 3D printer today, but he's in lasers and everything else.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Well, I'm a Canadian in the crowd. There's a few of us out here. I have a studio in the basement. I have a studio in the basement of my house
Take off
here, and
those
I
there.
have a few different printers around. I have my Voron 2.4 right here. And then in behind me a little further, I have my rat rig, which is in behind me there by my filament wall. And then I have a couple of Voron 01 sitting on my desk here. And then I've got a few other printers hiding in the corners there. So yeah, that's and I basically stream builds, I stream modifications, and I just stream for doing printing and whatever. I've been streaming for about a year, just over a year now. And I have my YouTube channel, DeWitt 3D Canada. So
and
if
the
you're not
most
subscribed to DeWitt 3D Canada, get over there.
The most fun about watching Tim stream is we all have a secret little poll on how much blood he's going to shed. There you go.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Or fire.
Yeah,
Or fire.
blood,
Is that
blood.
fire?
That's true.
Fires.
If I
Or
could
belt
find my
out.
sign, where did I put
Where
my
is
sign?
your sign, Tim? You should have that hanging up in the
What,
stream.
what,
Yeah, well, my
One
studio's
time-
kind of a little mess.
one time Tim went to the bathroom or something and the printer caught on fire. Remember that, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went up to read a bedtime story to Ethan. So
Yeah,
there we
Yeah.
go.
Meanwhile, the house is burning down.
There we go. So as long as I'm not in the basement, we're good. Yeah. Llama made that for me. So thank you, Llama. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. And I got this new little toy right here. So it's I can go very close up on it with pieces now.
What is that? What
And
camera?
the focus is very fast. It is this one right here.
Oh wow.
Insta 360 leak. Oh, is that one of those ones that follows you around and everything too?
Oh, it does. It's very similar to the OBS one.
Can you show that again, Tim?
Sorry?
Can you show that box one more time? Can you show the box
Yeah.
one more time?
Yeah.
Insta 360 leak.
Oh, okay.
How much was that thing?
It almost looks
Sorry,
like a DJI camera.
Yeah.
Well, it's Insta360 makes a lot of really
Whoa.
high-end sports cameras.
God. Thing's enormous.
Oh man.
Paul the Alien. And if that offends you, he's pointing up. He did not necessarily flipping you off, but this came off of my mini factory. My sized it up quite a bit. It's all out of FDM glued together. And yes, I need to paint him. I did have two smaller ones I did in resin, but I gave them away to different people. But yeah,
That is so cool.
I like doing big stuff whenever possible. And I got a USS Enterprise up there and a Romulan Warbird. And then I got a Klingon Bird of Prey in another room that I haven't finished painting yet, but I both started it.
What's up, T?
Yeah, I've done hundreds and hundreds of models in FDM resin. Laser, I haven't done that much in, but I got like 7 or 8 lasers. I have a K40, which is a piece of junk, basically. It's only good for small stuff. And my MP CNC is home built. It's got a Makita router on it. I'd like to get a 150 when I can come up with the funds, but it's just a matter of selling my work on Etsy or wherever and getting rid of a lot of printers I don't use, and I can get the money to afford to buy other things.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't remember how long it took to print. It took a while, a few weeks, printing different parts and different printers.
That's
I have
labor
a very
of love
shy
for
daughter
sure.
in the corner.
All right.
Oh,
So, Nick, what do you got upcoming? You got any upcoming videos or things you might want to talk about or not talk about? Or
So I have been kind of MIA for a couple of weeks. I went on vacation, and when I got back, my mom went on hospice, and then she just recently passed away. So
Sorry to hear that.
kind of
sorry to hear that.
but I've been kind of dealing with that, so it's really kind of thrown off my schedule. So I'm not sure exactly what I have upcoming. I definitely need to get the AP laser, the big one behind me. I got to get that in a video print fairly soon because I have a contract with them. And then X-Tool sent me like supplies for their Halloween supply box. X-Tool is really bad about not giving me enough lead time. So they want me to put out a Halloween video about their supplies, but I just got the supplies yesterday. And by the time that video comes out, I doubt you'd be able to order that stuff by then. But they think I just pooped videos. I think I can make a video in like a day, and it just, sometimes, but not.
It takes a long time to burn stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I have to I've got that coming up. Let's see. Inventables easel. They just upgraded Easel Pro to be able to do relief. So like 3D carves
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So I want to play around with that because I owe them a video for the X carve too. So I mean, all three of those plus I just hit 100K, so there's going to be a 100K video coming out. I'm
Nice.
busy.
Congratulations.
Busy guy, and I'm just like so unmotivated.
What state are you in, Nick?
Texas.
Texas. Okay. So I know Rich said he was probably coming to see you next week or something.
Yeah, there is LaserCon is next. Is it next week? It's in 2 weeks, I think.
Okay.
It's November 3rd and 4th. But LaserCon is put on by AP Laser, and it's in Houston, which I had to find out from somebody else. I'm like,
Wow.
you think so? AP Laser sent out 2 lasers. They sent one to me and to oh man, the guy's channel escaped me right now. But they're totally new to having
Tripod.
like, is it tripod?
I thought. Well, tripod does a lot with X tool. I don't know if that's, but he's doing a lot of lasers too. So
They're just so AP Laser's really new to having affiliates. But I'm like, you guys you're having this con in the city that I live in. Why wouldn't you just like want me there promoting your product? But they're new to it. So I contacted the marketing people and I said, hey, I live in Houston, right? And I think the owner's coming down. So I might get to meet him. But I don't know. I mean, like when I heard about LaserCon the first time, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And it still sounds cool, but it's put on by AP Laser. So it's more of like AP LaserCon, I guess.
Right.
Well, be sure you film it and make a video about it. Everything's video.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And then, so Rich is coming in. He was on, I think he was on live, and I asked him if he's coming in because he's just right over in Louisiana. And so he booked his thing. And so he's going to come in. So I'll get a chance to like hang out with him. And I don't know how big this thing is. I don't know too much about it. Like the last one was in Florida, and I found about that like 2 days before it was going on.
Do a search on YouTube.
I had to deal with.
Probably filmed it last year or something. Do a search on YouTube. There might already be a video. You can know what you're going to walk into. I've seen what somebody else filmed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and so there's another con called Workbench Con that I go to. Well, I've been to 3 times. And I went let's see, the first time I went, nobody would have known who I was. My channel was real small. And then my channel kind of blew up. And then the second time I went, I know, of course, Rich is coming for the drinks. The second time I went, she's getting braver. There she is. The second time I went, I just went to enjoy the con, and everybody got pissed that I didn't do any video while I was there. So I'm like, okay, I will keep you posted this time. People were just nothing like your subs telling you that they're disappointed in you.
So you put out a video, once a week, twice a week? What's your average?
So I was doing once a week. What I'm kind of changing format a little bit because I want to see if this is going to be something that people want to see. I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing a live once a week. So I'm going to do just a 1 to 2 hour live Wednesday nights, like 7:30 after I put the kids down. And then that way we can kind of workshop stuff if like people have questions, or because I get a lot of questions where they're like, can you make a video about this? And I'm like, not really. I mean, it's not a full video's worth of information, but I could take that into a live. I could grab 5 or 6 of those and we could just go over them. So I think I'm going to aim to do that live once a week. And then I'm not going to stick to a schedule on like fully produced videos. I think I'm just going to, when it's done, it's done. Cause a lot of times I'm done and then I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to put this out until next week. Yes, sir.
No, Tom just took off. He's waving bye to everybody. A lot of times when people have a specific problem with something like in the 3D printing community, they'll search specifically for one problem. So somebody will put out a 4 or 5 minute video that'll resolve that, and then they're thankful as hell because they couldn't figure it out. So short videos do work. They don't always have to be big, long, drawn-out videos. Quick little videos talking about just a certain problem you've seen or had. People love it.
Yeah. True. So the idea is too that if I'm doing those lives, I might just be able to take some of the footage from that live and cut it into a little video as well. So like so I want to kind of change the format of my videos that I'm putting out, like my produced videos, to be a little bit more story-esque. So the idea is I'm still going to put out like utilitarian, I call it utilitarian content, like stuff that like how to do this in the raw form, but those will be like short. And then I put out like a little bit more well-produced video every so often that will be more of a kind of a story from beginning to end and less of it just this is how you fix this. Mm-hmm. It's just coming up with the time to do all this. You want to come say hi? So my daughter's getting braver. She's right. She's under my sign. There she is. She came out. She was hiding. Okay. and now she's a little closer. She's my shy one. If my son was out here, he'd be like right in the middle of the camera.
Kids are great. Yeah, my son's like 32, 33 years old. I'm 58.
Mine are 6.
Hey, Red Light, how you doing? I figured I'd multi-stream today, Red Light.
Mine is 22.
Guys, I'm going to run.
Okay, right, Jamie. Well,
I've got to get dinner started. So,
see you,
seeing everybody.
Jamie, put the link to your channel in the chat.
Will do.
Bye, Jamie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
Take care.
So when you guys stream on Twitch, because people are telling me to do that, and like I've watched gaming on Twitch, but when you guys stream, aside from doing this, are you just streaming a build or like a print the whole time?
There's a channel called Maker Deck that only streams prints, and then just people hang out and chatting. I'm in what category am I in? I forget what category I'm in right now, but I came over here about
Maker
6 months
great
ago.
if you got cats.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Papa Bear in Arizona popping in. Hey, Papa Bear. He streams on Twitch. Papa Bear, Blvd build. That guy.
Hey, Papa Bear.
Explain Twitch to him.
I understand Twitch. I just
What's going on, guys?
Well, I know DIY. I know some DIY people have tried to get into Twitch, and it hasn't worked out very well for them. But I can see, I can see like having like a 3D print going and just having the camera on that, and that being something that people would watch. So is that kind of not true?
Maker Deck has a community which has up to 10 people at a time streaming, and the channel is big and the chat's very active. If you're one person streaming one build,
oh heck, how do I get into my audio?
You gotta have. We can hear you, Papa Bear. You gotta have a lot of interaction. So if you're on there doing a live stream, you're working around your shop. You can have a camera set up, Nick, and just work around your shop for 2 or 3 hours. Have your program talk to you, so you don't have to read chat. It will talk to you and tell you what's being said. And you can just answer it while you're walking around, and you'll get a lot of views that way. But you need interaction.
Gotcha. So when you say, I keep missing the name of the channel that you're saying, but is that the one where I see Chris Perillo on there sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris Perillo has his channel, and then his channel he started is called Maker Deck. I don't have the shirt on right now, but Maker Deck. I got a logo here someplace.
Well, that's also a charity maker.
Liam has a channel called Charity Makers. Matt's on there and Liam, and they make toys for tots stuff. And they have a couple cameras for people just stream stuff, toys for tots. But there's a channel, if you go to browse on Twitch, as you know, there's like 1 million different channels. One called Just Chatting, one is called Makers and Crafting. I'm on Makers and Crafting with a lot of people that stream on Twitch, Makers and Crafting. And they go live multiple times a day. I just go once a week, every Saturday at 1 p.m., and I do this hangout where I invite people in from around the world, and I chat for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Depends how busy I am and how many people are interacting. If we hear all crickets, nothing's happening, I'll end the stream. And then I'll come back next Saturday and do the same.
Gotcha.
So, and I wanted to go back to YouTube today because I used to do this strictly on YouTube, but I'm multi-streaming, and I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I am. I'm on both platforms at once.
I thought that was the whole point of StreamYard.
Yeah, it is, but I don't think Twitch wants you to be outside of Twitch. They don't like you being over on YouTube multi-streaming.
Because yeah, I stream to YouTube and I'm streaming to Facebook when I do it.
Yeah, sometimes I do all three platforms, but I think Twitch says something in their rules once you're a what do you call it? Affiliate. I think. Once what?
Monetized.
Yeah, once you're monetized or whatever on Twitch, that's not the word I was looking for. They don't like you multi-streaming on other platforms, but a lot
Once
of
you're a partner.
No, not a partner. I guess
Affiliate.
yeah, a partner. You got to have. I forget how many hours it is and how many people constantly watching. Yeah, partners.
I was going to say it's consecutive viewers, right? On Twitch.
Yeah. Well, you're so huge on YouTube. If you was on Twitch streaming, it wouldn't take you long to make partner. You could probably do it in a month or two.
It's just something else I got to keep up with. People keep telling me to get on these other social medias, and I'm like, God, you guys are killing me.
Thank you, Rich. Another $10 from Rich. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Rich. Thank you, my friend. Oh, I PM'd you, Rich, with a question about importing my files out in the garage. If you had a zipped up version of everything, so I could import them, or would I need to go download them one at a time so I can populate my Lightburn out in the garage? And Papa Bear coming back. Hey, Papa Bear, there you are.
Okay, I'm back. I had the tab muted for StreamYard, so I couldn't hear you guys live talking. I'm like, where'd everybody go?
Yeah, affiliate's real easy to make on Twitch. So here's Papa Bear down in Arizona. He streams on Twitch a lot. He's been there for a long time. He's a great man. And any pros and cons you want to tell Nick about Twitch if he wants to want to get into streaming?
Yeah, I mean, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Twitch. Don't expect everybody to show up all at once when you start streaming, when you go live. There's a whole it's a different culture than it is on YouTube. YouTube is more curated that you can save it for later. Twitch is more like real-time interactive stuff like that, so you can kind of get the feedback pretty much instantly. It's a good platform. I mean, I've been doing Twitch for 5 years now in November, and I like it. I'm not partnered, but I'm not really. For what I do, I don't need to be partnered. And that's all subjective on what people expect from Twitch. So if you want to be partnered, you can do it, but you kind of have a little bit more open latitude on things if you're just stay affiliate or even unaffiliated at that point. And you can find other ways to create revenue from your content via like Patreon that a lot of people do and things like that. So
what is the difference between being an affiliate and being a partner?
That's a good question. Affiliate, basically you get a certain amount of icons, like emotes you can use, you get guaranteed bit rates, and you get a check mark on your name that validates that you've made that run at being a partner. I'm trying to think of what else it really gives you. I mean, if you want to open doors into other stuff, it is a status symbol, kind of like the same as a check mark on Twitter or whatever like that. But to be honest, the monetization doesn't change. They still take 50%. That's been a big argument lately, is 50% of that. Well, it used to be 70-30 for some partner streamers that would make certain revenue. So after 100K, they dropped it down to 50-50. And I think at the end of all the contracts that finally go away in June of next year, everything is flat 50%. So there's no, I mean, that was, I think, one of the major perks of if you were a higher end partner streamer, you could make a very big amount of money, but now that's being leveled out to half as opposed to 70-30. So it's an interesting thing. It really is.
Nick's got a huge channel over on YouTube, and personally, as big as your channel is, I'd say just stay on YouTube, but you can always do all your live streams and everything there, but it all depends on how much time you got.
Well, and you've already got an established audience on there, and if they're already giving you grief for not, live streaming stuff or giving updates when you were on vacation or whatever it was, I didn't catch the whole thing. But if they're giving you grief over that, you're gonna get hell with going to Twitch, and then they're gonna be like, wait, I got to go over there and sign up for this, I got to do that, because then you're splitting your audience into two different groups, and that could either be good or bad. You can gain a new audience on Twitch, or you could get, which could be good, but you can also lose your YouTube following as well, because you're splitting your time in at that point.
Got it.
Yeah, nobody goes to Twitch to watch static content. You go to Twitch to watch live. You go to YouTube to watch static.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah, and you brought up, somebody brought up MakerDeck. MakerDeck is a cool thing. I mean, and it's enhanced printer streams. It has more audio content lately. It has a whole lot of other things, and there's more stuff coming down the road. It's just baby steps as it grows. So, you know, and it's a great concept, and it does work, and it's brought together a good community for sure. But you know, and one of the things, if you're partnered on YouTube, and if you've been on there and you have a certain amount of following, you could honestly petition Twitch and say, hey, I want to live stream on Twitch, and they will give you a partner account if you really would just want to jump the line, so to speak. But you know, then people are like, well, where'd you come from? Where'd you been? How did you get this? And then it's just like, well, I did this, but it happens a lot.
So one thing I will recommend that you watch and listen. Linus Tech Tips, their podcast last night, the first segment was about YouTube, and YouTube's raising their premium price, but they talked a lot about like revenue share and everything. And one of the things they mentioned was that YouTube by far has the most generous revenue sharing scheme out of all of the content sites.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also interesting to know that Linus Tech Tips has a podcast. I did not know that.
Yeah, every Friday night it's called the WAN Show.
The what show? The Man?
WAN, WAN.
Okay, gotcha.
Wham, okay.
Wham. It's like
Wham.
the Man Show. Jimmy Kimmel.
God, that's a throwback.
Yeah, I just got paid by YouTube yesterday, and my channel, I got like 3,700 people on my channel after 5 years. I made $100.16. Thank God I had the 16 cents rather than have to wait another month. If you don't have a $100 threshold, you got to wait. So on Twitch, I make around 120 every 2 months, and I usually make around that. Every 2 months, I make a little bit on both platforms. So,
hey, what's going on, Dan? I just saw you.
But if you can have a video teaching people something, that's it right there. If you're just saying, hey, I bought this and this is what I printed, ain't that cool? That's kind of what I do. But if you can teach people the process and how to do something where they learn something, then that's what makes you set you off. But like I say, you got 100,000 subs, you know that. So
yeah, and that's been my issue. Is I've been away from streaming for a while because I've had family issues to attend to, and I'm starting to get back into the groove of things. But the problem is like content. Twitch is very, I don't know. People can tune in. If you don't hold their attention, it's like channel surfing on TV. If you go past a show and it doesn't get your attention, they're going to move right on within about 30 or 40 seconds. And if you don't interact with them when they come in and type hi, they're gone. And that's the thing, is people expect real-time interaction. So that's another thing to think about too. Because I mean, I've been focused on something sometimes when I'm either designing in Tinkercad or Fusion, and then I'm kind of focused, and then I miss chat out of my periphery, and then I'm like, oh shit, I missed that person, and then I'm like, hey, how you doing, or and then they're gone. I'm like, man.
That's why I got my chat separate when I do that on Twitch. Got a big screen, 27-inch, only just for chat. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you will miss it, and they are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I have a question for Jerry real quick. What camera are you using that just followed you?
It's an OBS bot, OSBOT, OBS bot. I bought it a couple months ago. It's 1080p. DeWitt down there has one that tracks you. His is 720p. I was using a Logitech Brio, but it doesn't track me. And this one here, it's okay. I figured if I'm going to go with it, have a 4K camera, if I'm going to upgrade, I need to get something that's at least that's the same. And it should zoom in on me. Doing the wrong hand symbols here. Yeah, if you do the right hand symbol, it'll zoom in on you.
Jerry's throwing gang signs. Watch out.
Yeah.
And now he's crip walking.
And if you have a good mic attached to your lapel or something or whatever, you can hear it better. I've got a Elgato mic over there is what I'm using, and with my Stream Deck. But yeah, it's a pretty cool camera.
Well, I like the idea that I turn around to go to the printer, Yeah, right. The laser, and I dig that. Follow me when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's got I forget the hand sound, but one of the symbols it'll zoom in on your face and go back out. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
One of the good remote mics you can get is from Rode. They make, I think, an Easy Go 2.
Yeah, I've got it.
Those are awesome, and I want to get one as well. Right now, I'm using a Rode Procaster, and this is a great mic as well. But the mobile lapel Easy Goes are awesome.
Yeah, the Rode Go 2 is that's what I do all my videos with.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only reason I'm using this mic right now is because I did a live and I forgot to charge them. So.
There you go. Yeah.
Plus, you got to remember to take that off if you go take a leak.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing when you come back in the chat and they just heard you go pee.
Why does it happen to you?
What? No.
Speak from experience.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Or falling asleep in the middle of a live stream.
What more? Never.
That happened twice. I was gaming and
Just nodded off.
yeah.
Hold on for a minute.
After a 14-hour live stream, I was like,
oh wow, nice.
14 hours.
Yeah.
This is what is this? ZYLtech Smoky Black off of the Photon M3 Plus.
Very cool.
Yeah, that came out really nice. I will say that the ZYLtech resin, I mean, people might have their preferences, but honestly, it's some pretty cool stuff. And that was from Photosmint, the same as with this. This is from Photosmint. And the discoloration is just from curing. It was a really thin strand of resin on some of these.
When I buy resin, I only buy ZYLtech unless I'm getting it free from whatever other company. But ZYLtech's great resin.
Oh, ZYLtech.
You did a Frankenstein too, right?
Oh yeah, that's outside. Let me go grab that because I was trying to sell it at a yard sale, and I put a. I'll show you the size of it.
Man.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Hold on.
I almost signed up for his Patreon over that.
Hey, Big Mike, how you doing? I'm multi-streaming today. I was thinking of you when I come on. I was wondering if Big Mike was going to be in chat because I'm multi-streaming today on Twitch and YouTube. So good to see you. And I'm using StreamYard, so I'm trying to catch up here and kind of controlling everything. StreamYard's a great program. You can only have, it limits your hours. If you use a free version, you can only have up to 6 people at a time in chat. If you want, you can pay $25 a month, 720p. Have up to 10 people in chat if you want to. And if you pay $49 a month, which is if you're paying monthly, you can, which I think Tim does down there, you can be in 1080p. He runs it through his business.
Interesting.
Tim, tell everybody what your day job is. Can't hear you.
Helps if I unmute my mic, doesn't it? Yeah, my day job, I'm co-owner at a digital printing and sign company. So I do everything from business cards to banners to big signs to decals, everything like that. So been in that business for over 30 years.
Sweet.
So this led me into the 3D printing business. So what the heck?
Okay, I'm ready. Can you hear me? I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we hear you.
That is very cool.
Frankenstein's monster.
Looks more like Herman.
It's a jar.
Nuts and bolts.
The bolt on the head must
Hey,
be
Papa
good.
Bear, what part of Arizona?
I am in Chandler Gilbert area.
Oh, interesting. We lived in Phoenix and then we lived in Peoria. I mean, years and years and years ago. But
I'm in Goodyear, Nick. So we're both
Oh
in
wow,
Arizona.
wow! We're gonna all have to get together and have a beer.
I have cop friends that
You
live
knew that,
in
didn't you, Papa
Goodyear.
Bear? I thought I told you that.
What's that? Yeah. No, you told me, Stephen, that you live, I guess, out in Mesa somewhere.
Yeah, I go.
Okay.
I live in Goodyear, but yeah, I go.
Oh,
to
okay.
all the time. I go there for backyard taco, Papa Bear.
Oh,
My
I've
favorite.
seen that. I haven't been there. Is it any good?
Hey, Sebastian.
Dude, it's the best.
Oh yeah, I think I
That
have
is
seen those.
my favorite place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Phoenix
have
is
to-
the one place my wife and I have lived that we miss and would go back to.
Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah, you know, Nick, it's funny. I was telling on Twitter today that my daughter wanted to go garage sailing today, and it's crazy how many people move here from California, Oregon, and Washington. And like right now, we went to all these yard sales. All of them are people that are moving back to their Washington, Oregon, or California. There are people that came, like 3 or 4 people. Yeah, we tried it for a year. It's not for us, and then they're moving back. And the heat scares people off here because the summer is just brutal.
I always tell people this. I'm like, y'all don't understand. Phoenix is like the best kept secret because for about 2 months out of the year, the heat sucks. But for 10 months out of the year, it's freaking like between 60 and 80. It doesn't rain.
It's what you've got air conditioning for. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Air conditioning? Never heard of it.
Yeah, never
Hey, where can Red Light get that file at for Frankenstein's monster?
This file is from the Frankenstein is from Photosmint. This is on his Patreon tier if you want to support him, $10 a month for the peppermint, and he's got a slew of other things. So like the tree beard I showed you, the Diablo 3 bust. Then I've got Master Chief. These are all from Photosmint.
Nice. And if you do $40, you can sell his models too.
I think on the tier that I'm on, I can also sell with that one. It's I think, or maybe I'm on the higher end. But and get this, okay, this was printed in Polymaker silk lime. Okay, it took me about 22 hours with the lid and everything. I had this out on my truck today to sell at a community yard sale, and somebody said, "How much for that?" I said, "I don't know, $45." They're like, $45? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, and then they said, that's really high. I'll give you 20. I'm like, no. And I looked it up on Etsy. The one that is about maybe 7 inches tall was selling for $65.
That's what's bad about yard sales. Everybody's like, "I'll give you $1. I'll give you $1. I'll give you $1."
And this guy is
that's what's nice about
about 9 inches
because he charges $40 to sell his models, and what it does is it keeps the market from getting saturated. Because I looked on Etsy on that same model, and there's only a handful of people selling it. Whereas like you go to a Cinderwing, who does the dragon, and it's $10 a month, right? And everybody and their dog and grandma are selling it. It's just crazy.
I put dragon like the what was it, the crystal dragon up on Etsy. I've sold one in 6 months, and I've got a reasonable price and reasonable shipping. But everybody else is buying the other models, and and I'm like, I don't know what it is, so who knows? But and
Nick, I've never seen your channel before, but every time I look at you, it reminds me of like a Willie Nelson, right? Doesn't he look like Willie Nelson a little bit?
It's funny. I got Willie Nelson more when I had hair.
Yeah, but you could totally pull off. You could totally pull off like a younger Willie Nelson, right?
Here, okay. So you want to know why I got Willie Nelson? Watch this. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh.
To all the girls I've loved before.
He's crazy in his videos. His videos are a lot of fun to watch.
I'll have to go check him out.
Really high energy.
I'm just not into lasers. I want to be into lasers, but I just can't. I can't get into it. It's too hot here to be out in the garage lasering and stuff.
I would love to have a laser, but I have the same issue, and I'm not going to run it inside. I'll have to put it in the garage.
My wife's from Mexico, and down there they use mini splits for everything. And she wants to put a mini split in the garage so I can move my friends.
Whenever I wear this,
I'm like, no. Yeah, dude, you totally look like, man, you super look like Willie Nelson.
That's funny.
That's crazy, right? Am I the only one that thinks that? That's crazy.
No, I saw it once you said it. Yeah.
Solar 3D.
If I can have his fame and his weed connection.
Yeah.
Welcome,
exactly.
Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you, Solar 3D. Hope you had a great stream.
My wealthy uncle just passed, and we found 16 pounds of marijuana that he had in jars. So if you're interested, let me know. Call me. Yeah.
Hey, Solar 3DP.
I'm not dealing at YouTube.
Hey, Solar. I'm multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and I'm interrupting everybody. Yeah, but whenever I get raided on Twitch or raid comes in, if you have it set up sound will play so you know the raid comes in. Hope you had a great stream, Solar. I'm multi-streaming today on Twitch and YouTube. And we've got Nick from Blvd right here, man. There he is.
Hey.
He's got an awesome channel over on YouTube. He has like 100,000 subscribers. Please check him out. He's a great dude, and I'm glad he could drop in today. I see him on a live stream the other night. He was talking. It's like, hey, dude, you know, if you have time, here's what I do. And I didn't want him to read it and think, oh, this guy's just plugging his channel, which I wasn't. I actually wanted you to come in. He's like, well, shoot me an email at Blvd, which I did, and he said he was busy with his kids, but here he is.
Well, you know what I wasn't thinking is like, anytime that I've been invited to be on somebody's show, I've always done it upstairs in my office. And so what I was thinking is, I was like, well, I've got the kids, and then like I'll probably be in the shop anyway. Well, I forgot that I've now set up my shop to where I can stream from here. So I was like, well, shit, I can easily jump on. So it was a brain fart on my side.
Up until about 6 months ago, occasionally I would interview people one-on-one. For instance, I'd contact you, I'd have you on one-on-one with me, and I'd ask you questions about your channel and your life, and we'd do a 1-hour thing with no one else in chat. I haven't done that in a long time, so now I tend to do hangouts where everybody can kind of come in and chat with each other and talk about what they're doing or plug themselves, and that's kind of what I do now more than doing a one-on-one thing.
I like that better unless you sit down with somebody specifically and like, I'm not an interview guy, I guess. So that's like, I want to have a very kind of structured what we're going to talk about if it's going to be one-on-one, because you never know if you're going to get somebody that doesn't say anything or, you know, just sits there. So, yeah.
Well, typically I throw people like 10 questions I'm going to ask them. I let them know in advance so we can, if there's a problem with it, I don't want to put you on a spot in front of whoever's watching. And then I have you send me pictures or whatever. That way, if there's no talking going on and I don't know what to say, I start pulling up pictures talking about things of your work. And that's how I feel it. And an hour usually goes by really fast. Don't wait to bear.
I like it.
Yeah, and I live in Las Vegas. It gets hotter than hell here. I work construction most of my life. But now that I've been retired for like 9 years, when it's hot in June or July, I go outside and I come back in the house. Even though I used to work in it and I was used to it, I don't like being in it when I don't have to. But it doesn't get cold here. I mean, it gets chilly, but it's not really that cold like it is in a lot of parts of the country. So
yeah,
we have almost perfect weather.
Usually, like January, it gets a little chilly here. You know, like it'll get down to freezing level here, but
yeah.
It's
when
so
you get
awesome
those
there.
dust storms
I mean,
in
it really
Arizona, those monstrous dust storms come rolling in like death.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah, well, you guys had. Remember when you guys had the cricket problem? Remember that?
Yeah. Well,
oh, yeah.
grasshoppers, I think it was.
Well, that was God telling you you couldn't live there. I'm just saying.
I've seen 2 grasshoppers out front yesterday. I don't know where the hell they came from.
Now you got
if
Tim.
you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Las Vegas got overran with grasshoppers. I happened to be there on a business trip.
They're huge,
literally walking down the strip, you were stamping, you were stomping. You when you walked, you were crushing hundreds of them. That's how many.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Like they.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the locust.
When it was. When was that?
A couple years ago. Probably about 3 years ago. Time flies.
I know every 7 years cicada come out of those.
Yeah, here's a picture of a model like, just holding the Klingon bird of prey.
It was the end of time.
Wow.
That's cool.
Chris Perillo would love this. He could start his stream every day, him getting out of the coffin and talking to him.
He opens up in there and he's like, hello, Galaxy.
Good evening.
Yeah. I saw that.
I'm going to suck all your lifeblood.
Chucky Norris. Oh, my God.
That was an intro to one of my videos picked there. Here's the USS Enterprise that I got hanging up. Dogs lounging. There's an engrave I did. It's hanging out in the garage. Took a torch to it. Stained it, wiped it off, torched it a little bit. Or actually, no, I didn't torch that one. Here's the biggest print I've ever done in FDM for my son. That's a spawn that I've done for my son.
That's spawn one.
That's
yeah,
cool.
he's like spawn figures, I guess you call them. And those are the small ones down the front of it, and that's a really big print.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wanna do this one in bigger size in the future. It's not painted yet, so
You're gonna do a full size at 209.
bigger, maybe this size.
That'll be nice.
So, and also
I
this
was
one.
kidding.
I'm still working on this one.
Oh, Stargate.
Yeah, it's Prometheus.
Yeah, the 301, I think.
I had a lot of
Or
the 303.
303, yeah.
I had a lot of problems with the turrets because the guns were separate. So what I did was I mounted them in Tinkercad and did the guns in there and printed in resin, so it was much easier to put it in there.
That's crazy.
And
I saw.
also, the antennas in FDM is nasty, so I printed them in resin again because this is what it looked like in FDM. I don't know if you can see this. It was nasty. So I redo that. I redid it, and also got myself another printer.
Anybody interested in the roll of filament, do Bang USA in chat, and we're going to give away a roll of ZYLtech Filament here in a minute. It's going to be PLA, PETG, or ABS. If you want to enter and you're outside of the country, that's awesome. You can, and you can win, but it must go to somebody in the U.S. or I can do a redraw. And that'll be one roll of filament that ZYLtech is donating. I can only give away 3 rolls a month. Today will be the 3rd week. But yeah, bang enter in chat if you want a chance of winning. Bang enter. Let me check if it's bang or hashtag. Let me see what I typed in here actually.
But keep one thing in mind: if you buy one printer, it's not gonna be with one printer. You're gonna
Yeah,
get
you'll
more.
buy one, and then a couple weeks later you'll say, "Man, this is taking too long. I need another one." And then,
Yeah, exactly. I got 5 of them now, so I've been printing for a little bit more over 2 years.
I correct myself. Like it says on the screen, it's hashtag USA. Hashtag USA.
You know what one of the hardest things I've ever had to draw in CAD is? A 5-point star. I'm struggling.
If you typed in hashtag USA earlier, redo it. I just restarted it because it wasn't populating. I've got 5 entries, so hashtag USA in chat, everybody.
I should give away some filament from ZYLtech too. Somehow I ended up with like 20 rolls of orange soda, TTG.
Orange soda? That's actually good stuff.
Yeah.
I have a roll
It
there.
is. I also ended up with like 5 rolls of white, just plain white, and I hate plain white. I mean, nothing against them, but I just don't like plain
You can
white.
send it to me.
Yeah.
I won't mind.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do what most CAD people do. I'm going to just cheat and get an SVG and copy it. Man, a 5-point star is hard to draw. Who would have knew?
Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Hey, Richard. Yeah, Dr. Dirk, you say you collect, you need to start using it.
I can do a 6-point star, but I'm pretty sure that's for Satan.
5-point if you turn it upside down with the points up.
Oh, wait. A 6-point is Satan, right? Which one's Satan?
It's 5.
Jerry, you know. Which one's Satan?
Jerry knows. It's a 5-point, but it's with 2 points up at the top, and then it's 1 point towards the bottom.
Really?
It's inverted.
Pentagram? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, and then it's got a circle around it for the pentagram. Yeah, I don't know about these things.
Yeah. Jerry, what do you use at your blood rituals? Which one?
What?
Nothing.
Using for my blood rituals? Oh.
Blood
it's
of my
easier
enemies.
to turn it into an SVG and then copy it.
Blood
and then tell
rituals, that's
everybody
what
that I
this is
designed it
for.
myself.
It says your journey is over. I engraved on it.
Your journey is over.
I forget the name of the show. I've seen that in Your Journey is Over. Good sci-fi movie series. Red Light, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Red Light. Thank you for the $10. Got to run? Well, do bang enter in chat real quick. We'll do the drawing in a couple minutes. Thank you very much. I see we got 7 entries. Excuse me, I keep saying bang because I think I'm on Twitch. No, do hashtag USA in chat for this entry. And if you're on Twitch or on YouTube, it'll work. So hashtag USA, and you'll win a roll of filament here in a minute. We'll do a drawing. One winner. USA only. So if you went outside of the country, you can either donate it to somebody in the USA and they can tell me what they want and their address and email. It doesn't matter if it's caps or not. And or we can do a redraw. And I'm not eligible. I don't get anything out of my ZYLtech by giving away filament, but it helps bring people to the stream. So that's why I like donating stuff, getting stuff. Audra Murphy, red lights in. We got 10 entries. Let me turn that off real quick, that banner. And let's see. All right, we got 10 entries. I'm going to do a drawing here in just a minute if nobody else is going to enter. Hashtag USA in chat. Let me share my screen. Everybody can watch it.
Yeah, people get squirrely if they don't see that. If they don't see the drawing.
Oh, okay. Anyway, here we go, everybody. The drawing is now closed. So let's see who wins.
What's hashtag? Hold on.
Yeah, hashtag. And Matt is in the UK, but if he wins, he'll just donate it to somebody. It's going to only be shipped USA only. Here we go. Let's draw a winner in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not in that shit. Oh, I'm in.
Winner, red light.
Red light. Nice.
Red light. Are you here, red light?
He just
Red light.
He just paid $10 for that too.
Yeah, he just donated $10.
Yeah.
Red light, are you in chat? You have to be present to win. Red light, are you in chat?
Well, hopefully he stuck around because he said he was leaving.
Because he said bang enter or bang.
And then he entered. Red light, are you still here?
Oh, he did enter after?
Here he is.
Cool.
Okay,
All right, awesome, red light.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Oh.
Go to ZYLtech.com, look at their filament, let me know what you want to roll at red light, and send me your mailing address, and I'll contact my rep, and she'll get it sent out Monday to you. Thank
He's
you very
here in the
much, Red
States,
Light.
right?
Yeah, he's in the States. He was here. Him and his wife came to visit Vegas 3 or 4 months back, and they stopped by the house here and said hi.
I won
Awesome.
my filament roll today. Anyway.
Awesome. Congrats. Yeah, ZYLtech.com. If you need a link, I can shoot you a link. Very cool.
So here's a question for you guys. Let's do a quorum. I had this sitting on the tailgate of my truck this morning at a community yard sale, and I posted a picture in our local Facebook group. He's pretty good size. I don't know. What is he? He's about 16 inches tall. Okay. So I had just got a Facebook message saying how much for the skeleton, for the big skeleton. What do you guys think something like this is worth?
60 quid.
$75 at least.
60,
How much?
$60.
At least 75.
75,
Yeah.
60, okay.
So not knowing anything about like what 3D printing stuff goes for, I was gonna say $60.
Okay. Yeah, because
outsider looking in.
People just think people think it's just pushing a button, but it's really not. You know?
no, it's not. And that's why I was kind of insulted when the lady offered me $20 for the Frankenstein bowl. I'm like,
gosh.
I'll keep it. You know, it's not worth it.
I'll give you 25 for it.
I give
No,
you
you won't.
25 cents for it.
You give me 25, but I'll show you. I'll charge you $50 handling. How's that?
If you're gonna sell that on like Etsy, I'd say at least 125 because Etsy is ridiculous on cost. Plus, you got to pay to ship it.
Yeah, see, and that's the other quandary I have is I don't know the rights on this model if it allows for commercial. See, and that's where there's always a gray area with prints. Is like
If
I'm
you're
not
doing a one-off, most people don't care. There's only a couple places I know that really care. They want you to pay them that $50 a month or whatever. But one-offs on anything, I've got 300 or 400 models that I've done that are one-offs. Some of the designers don't care if I sell, but a lot of them they're one-offs. I would never mass produce them.
Yeah, and that's the thing is this was a unique one-off print that I was just going to use when I give away candy on Monday, you know. So I really had no intentions on selling it. It was more of like an interest gainer, you know, like hey, look what I've got. Look what I can do. What do you want? You know, that kind of stuff. So
if it's privately at a yard sale, do whatever you want to do, and that's your business. If it's something publicly, you could always get a hold of the designer and say, hey, I printed this one print, or I might sell a couple of them. Do you care? They'll give you an answer, and there you go.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like with Chaos Cortec, like I sell a ton of her stuff, and I'm not part of her Patreon, so the way I get around it is I send her 20% of whatever I sell for. So
yeah.
Without asking, you just send her 20%, or did you make a deal with her?
No, I send her 20%. So like yesterday, I sent her $50 on PayPal. She doesn't ask me for it. She doesn't even talk to me about it. I just send them money. I sent them. I sold one of her Elon Musk bus for like $300, and I gave her like $125 from that one.
But have you ever come to an arrangement with her, or do you just send her money and she just doesn't take?
No. We have an arrangement. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She doesn't do it for everybody. It's only if she's like because my problem is a lot of like these Patreon, like Coda Smith. I asked him yesterday because his highest tier. I want to sell the model. I have a Etsy store that going pretty good, and I want to sell his models. But my problem is I don't do resin printing, and I feel like most of his models are designed for resin printing. And same with Chaos Cortec. Most of her stuff is resin printing. So I asked them, look, I told him, I said, I got this deal with Chaos Cortec. It's a better deal for me because then I can pick the models that I can print or want to print and sell them, and then I can just cut you back 20%. You'll make a lot more money off me, I think.
If you're not established on Etsy, and Steven is pretty established, but if you're not established, you can't go out and automatically pay a Patreon like $40 or $50 a month, print some stuff, and then it sits on your channel, Etsy, and never sells. You're wasting all that money going out every month. So you got to test your waters, maybe sell some other stuff you can.
It's like, let me show you something real quick. Like Cinderwing is a good example.
So is that kind of the move for a lot of 3D printer channels, is to, like, if you're on their Patreon, they supply you with some models for free type thing? Okay, interesting.
And some of them, if you are ongoing Patreon, you can sell the prints from those models as long as you're an ongoing Patreon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is,
okay, guys,
this is one of
I'm
the
going
things I
off.
sell.
See
Have a good night, Vincent. Thank you very much for stopping in. Have a love.
Take it easy,
Take care,
brother.
buddy.
This is one of the things I sell.
I'm going to do a game stream myself, so later.
Okay. See you, Vincent.
Let me turn that off. But this is one of the things I sell off of Chaos Cortec's things profile.
And however long I've been on here is how long this thing goes until it gets uncomfortable.
And then this is probably the biggest, most popular one on Etsy. This is a Cinderwing Dragon. Everybody and their grandma is selling these.
I see those all over TikTok.
Yeah. So people.
Is that the crystal one?
Yeah.
That's the crystal.
Some people sell these for $25. I have a friend, Zoltan, and he sells his for $80. Look, I don't know why, but like people go to his store and they gladly pay $90, but I struggle to sell them for $25. So
I think I have them for 25 or 29 on my store as well, and I've sold one in a year.
And to be honest, Papa Bear, that's not enough, right? I mean, they take 24 hours to print, or 200 grams of filament. Yeah, you can't make money doing that. But Zoltan selling them for $80-$90, he sells about 5 a week. You know, he does pretty good on them. So
how does he? And I guess that's this is an interesting topic actually, because I mean, how does he promote, or does he post those on TikTok, or how does he get the word out?
No, so what happens is with Etsy is once you bounce, what I mean is everybody starts their store and you're at the ground level. Once you bounce and you get some lift, Etsy will start pumping your store out to people, right? Yeah. So like I'm just now starting to where they'll pump my store out, where I'm starting to get more and more orders all the time. But for the longest time, dude, I had stuff in my store. I never sold a damn thing, nothing, forever. You know, no, people weren't even looking at my stuff, right?
Last year on Etsy, I made $1,500. This year, I've made $0. But I haven't added anything to my store, even though I have hundreds and hundreds of things that I could add that are printed, mostly not painted. Lots of resin prints and things I could add. I just never taken the time to make it add and throw it up there. That's why I've tried to get my wife involved.
If you follow me, which I doubt any of you do, but I started designing my own stuff to sell because I realized that's where the money's at, right? The money's designing your own shit. So my first thing I designed was this. This is a polycarbonate air tag case that has a magnet in it. So like it, sticks to, and so you can attach an air tag to a car, motorcycle, trailer, or whatever. And I've probably sold 200 of these in the last year, I bet. And I sell these for $30. Now these I make money on for sure. But I'm trying to get into making other stuff to sell, like I don't have any other stuff near me, but like these this
is his video blurry, or just my screen?
It's blurry. Or it's blurry for me.
Blurry?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of pixelating a lot.
Oh, it's probably my bad signal, but so this is like a coffin box that I'm learning how to CAD design with magnets and stuff and joints. So this is my first print in place hinges. But yeah, so I sell these on my Patreon, and then I sell the files on Colts, and then I'm going to start selling the models on Etsy. But I think that's where the money is at, is trying to learn how to model yourself.
So yeah, I just want to say something because I think this is very interesting. I have a buddy of mine who laser engraves stamps, right? So you send him your logo or whatever, and he makes a negative of it, laser engraves it, sends you a stamp that you can stamp with. He was selling them. I think these are the right numbers. Don't quote me on the numbers, but he was selling them for like $20, I think. And he wasn't selling very many of them. He started selling them for $40, and now they're like flying off the shelves. And so we were talking about why that's a thing, and it was funny because a buddy of mine put this very like succinctly. He's like, well, a $20 stamp sounds like a cheap stamp, but a $40 stamp sounds like you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so
that's true.
I think sometimes you're you're trying to kind of be fair about a price and whatnot, and people are like, whoa, but that price is a little low. So I'd rather spend the $80 or whatever on that print because it's better when it's not, right? But it's perceived value.
Yeah.
I think it can be better though. That I think that in some cases, like the guy I told you that's selling $80 Dragon, he makes his at the lowest possible speed that he can, right? It takes him 20 hours to print a Dragon, and he makes sure that Dragon is absolute perfect, and then he does really nice packaging. And that's another thing, is the packaging is a big deal, right? People want nice things. I sold
packaging is huge.
For $100. Yeah.
Packaging is huge.
I sold one.
It drives me insane.
Yeah, it is, and I think I'm a big packaging guy. So for me, when I get good packaging, it makes me happy, right? So I think
when I was in my 20s, I had a lawn maintenance business, and I went to this guy's house in a rich part of town. He wanted me to clean up his front yard, backyard, trim all the bushes. You could play football in his backyard almost. Not that big, but a huge backyard. So me and two guys that worked for me, I quoted him $500 to clean everything out and then started on a weekly contract. And he said, how in the hell do you expect to make any money if you're only going to charge me $500? Wow, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. He said, how do you expect to make any money? I said, I'll tell you what. I'll do the front yard, the backyard, make it perfect, whatever it takes, and you pay me whatever you want. If you're not happy, I'll leave. It'll be free. He agreed to it. We shuck on it. It took me 2 days instead of 1 day. When he went to pay me, he gave me $1,500, which shocked me. And he goes, well, if that's not enough, let me know. And I said, no, I actually figured you're probably going to pay me $1,500 to $1,700. He goes, oh, wait a minute. He went in the back room, went and got $200 to make it $1,700 because I made that comment. And I knew when I said that was going to happen, but I had undershot myself and I underbidded things. That happened quite a bit. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. If you got something that's quality, stick to your guns and wait till it happens. I don't know.
You should have told him. You should have told him you're dyslexic and you meant $7,100.
Yeah, thank you so much. I apprate that.
But it's that old adage that I totally lost it.
don't underestimate your value.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, that too. But it's an old adage that if people aren't telling you no some of the time, you're not charging enough.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That is a fact, actually.
And then when it comes to yard sale, when it comes to yard sales, depending on your
my
neighborhood,
background
people.
is in sales, and I tell salespeople. I do sales consultant and marketing consulting, and that's like the biggest thing is a confident. Your margins are directly related to your confidence in your product. So if having low prices is perceived. Typically, I think human nature is like it's a cheap product, so your expectations are low. So I don't know.
Agreed.
And everybody wants a deal. So if you're dealing with somebody at a yard sale, always mark it up high. You have room to negotiate. If you want, say you want $30 for something, ask 50. You could always come down to 35 or 30.
What do you want?
You're still getting your money, and the person buying it feels good because they got a deal on it.
You want to say hi?
So we always. I shouldn't say we always, but we sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace when trying to get rid of something, and like my wife and I joke that if you want $30 for it, you mark it at 60 because somebody's always going to come in at half that price.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, well, I wanted $30 for it, so I say 60. You come in, you think you're getting a deal, and I'm getting the dollar amount that I wanted for it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me switch screens here.
What does that say?
Yeah, you got to read that to me.
It basically is saying that I told him $60 and that's 16 inches tall for that skeleton, and then he comes back and says, "Appreciate the reply, thank you."
A lot of people that buy yard sales are on Facebook. They want to resell. They want a deal because they're going to go mark it up. They're going to haggle you down so they can put it on eBay or Etsy or wherever they're going to put it and resell it. So.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't bother me because that means I don't have to print another one before Halloween, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I always like to be in a
right
position where I don't care if you buy it or not, right? It's like when you go to buy something big like a car, the thing that drives salespeople more and nuts more than anything is when you're like, well, I don't need this car. Like I want it, but I don't need it. And so I always like to try to be in a position where if I say I want X amount for this and they say no, I give zero shits and I walk away.
Yep.
Guys, I got to jump.
All right, Steven, thank you very much for coming in. Nice seeing
See you,
you.
Steven. Good to see you.
Weekend,
brother.
Take care.
Have a good day.
And other than 3D prints and laser printers and stuff like that, when I want a deal on something, it needs to be at least half price or a little bit lower than half price for me to even consider it. If it's going to be half price or above, I'd rather just buy it new. But we're talking about other things.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. You guys have all a good night.
See you, Matt.
You have a great night. Thank you.
Bye, Matt.
Thank you.
And then there were
Wow, now we're
4.
down to 4 people. I want to
Then
make
there were
it
4.
I've been for 2 hours and 32 minutes. I want to make it at least to 3 hours, and then I'll
There you
raid
go.
somebody over on Twitch, and we'll end it. But yeah, I'm glad I came over on YouTube today. I've got a bunch of super chats. It's been awesome.
That's good.
You made more on YouTube today than you did in Twitch.
Oh yeah, because usually I get $1 here, $1 there, and once in a while I get a sub. But I'm still on Twitch, and it can still happen on either platform. And nothing has happened on Twitch, and everything has been happening on YouTube.
No,
Yeah.
Kieran, I don't.
What?
Kieran says I need more facial hair. I guess I don't match all you guys.
I was gonna say it earlier, but that whole sweater with the I guess I don't know if you're 100% bald, but is giving me serious Charlie Brown vibes.
You need to
Not
just
100%, but I usually am.
Hey,
Up
Nick,
here.
do you play guitar or drums or anything?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I'm musically dumb.
All right. No, when I first seen one of your videos, I seen your nails were black. I thought you were a musician.
Everybody, yeah. So that started out as a I have a 6-year-old daughter, and so she used to go get manicures with mom, and then when I would have a day with her, she would want to get manicures with me. That's how the whole thing started. Now it has become like this litmus test to see how open a thinker you are. Because I have people that'll like comment on my videos and like, this guy paints his nails, unsubscribe. And I'm like, good. I don't want you here. Because if
Right.
you can't get past this, then
Yeah.
you offer me nothing. And so the nails, like it's kind of funny because the more people like get mad about the nails, the more the nails get painted. You know, it was just it started out as one thing, but then I'm like, you know what? Like, I want people that are like forward thinking and creatives and stuff like that, and somebody that gets that hung up on something so trivial as my fingernails. You're not contributing anything to the conversation. You know what I mean? So I will just continue to paint them now.
I caught a glimpse. I didn't really notice all your nails were done, but I caught a glimpse and I thought it was just an unfortunate hammer accident. So I wasn't quite for sure. But no,
Actually,
that's cool.
Actually, normally I just I paint them myself and they always look like shit. But we went on vacation about 3 weeks ago, and so my wife and I both went and got manicures and pedicures. So my toenails are painted too. But like this is like when they do them, they stay on for a long time. But I also work with a lot of lacquer thinner and stuff. So
Right.
usually when they're painted, like especially I'm left-handed, so this hand a lot of times.
Hey, lefty, I'm lefty too.
My whole the funny thing is, so my wife and I are both left-handed. And my daughter's left-handed, and then my son is right-handed. So he's like the oddball in the family, you know. Which normally, like when I was growing up, I was the oddball in the family because I was the only one that was left-handed.
Yeah, I know. My dad's a musician and he plays guitar a lot. And I used to kind of think it was funny. He would clear coat lacquer his fingernails to make them a little bit stronger, so he wouldn't break them all the time when he was playing guitar. So I was like, huh, that's cool. So that's
when I write left, I write straight. I've seen some people that'll curl their hand upside down. It's really
I do
weird.
that.
Okay, I hold mine straight. I've never learned how to write like that.
Well, the funny thing is, so my wife and I were talking about that, and my teachers when I was growing up kept trying to break me of my right-handedness or my left-handedness.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So the only way I could learn is to watch her do it and turn my hand over and do it the same way. So I write like screwy. My wife writes straight across the page, like, and her, like when she was growing up, her teachers never said shit. You know, they just let her do whatever.
Yeah. Our little guy's left-handed and he's 6 years old, and we just encourage it. I mean, go with whatever feels natural.
Yeah, everybody in my family's right. I guess when I was at a babysitter real young, I learned left. My son is left. He can't write very well, but he's left-handed. And I bat right. A lot of things I do right-handed, but I write left. So
see, that's how my wife is. My wife she's left-hand dominant, but she is ambidextrous. I am
ladies and gentlemen, we got Chris Mink popping in.
Hey,
Chris.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey,
How's it
going?
Howdy.
So your wife is ambidextrous. I'd give my left arm to be ambidextrous.
What I tell everybody is I'm right-hand dumb. Like I can't. The only thing I can do is lift with this hand. So my next goal, because like I said, is I'm kind of actually my next goal is to learn how to 3D print. But then after that, I want to try to learn how to play guitar because I want to see if I can get more dexterity in this hand. Because it doesn't do shit right now.
Would you play a right-handed guitar then?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the whole thing. Everybody was like, they're like, so Jimi Hendrix was left-handed, so he flipped it. But they're like, you really should have more dexterity in your right hand. Am I right? Yeah. If you're right-handed, you're working the frets with your left.
If you're right-handed, you're working.
Yeah, if you're right-handed, you're
yeah.
using your left hand on frets and vice versa.
If you're left-handed versus.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry. Yeah. So,
like Paul McCartney is left-handed, so he
like,
plays this way with his right hand.
Yeah, but I've been told that like since my left hand is like the better of the two, that actually might work better to play right-handed. So.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Anyway, we'll see.
Interesting. Yeah.
I can't carry a tune, so we'll see.
You need a bigger bucket.
I know, right?
Do you ever use a teleprompter in any of your videos or write a script or anything, or just kind of fly by the seat of your pants and then edit them?
I fly by the seat of my pants. Like whenever I do a video with my wife, it really throws her off because if I'm saying something and I mess something up, I just stop, rewind, and I say it again, and it's just like I edit myself as I go. I'm going to try to make them I don't want them to be scripted because I've always wanted my videos to feel like you're in the shop with me, like we're hanging out, and maybe I'm showing you how to do something, but like it's a conversation, even though I'm the only one talking.
Well, if you're reading a lot of technical data or specs, you have to read that. That would have to be scripted technically.
Yeah, so a lot of times if I'm doing that, I'm literally holding my iPad under the camera and I'm reading off there. But I don't use a teleprompter per se. If I'm reading like data, like specs on a machine or something like that, I've got their webpage up and I'm reading it off there. But even that, I'll cut it so I'm not. You don't see me looking down. Yeah, I feel like it feels a little bit more like YouTube. You want to feel a little bit more organic. You don't really want it to feel like you're, watching like this old house, right? Like you want to feel like you're in the garage with somebody. And so that's the reason I don't do a ton of voiceover for that same reason. I don't I don't want to take you so far out that you just hear me narrating. I have been watching some stuff now, and I think I might start bringing in a little bit of voiceover just because it makes it. I can make it a little bit more succinct if I do that because I can talk over me doing something, but I just don't want to. There's a lot of successful DIY guys out there that they do a ton of voiceover, and more power to you. But that's not that's not the feel I want for my channel. I want you to feel like you stop by the shop and I'm like, hey, let's go make this together. And I'm going to explain how I'm doing it. And you're going to see me screw it up at least once or twice. And we're going to have that kind of interaction. Mm-hmm. And that's just, that's, and I'm going to be irreverent and whatnot. Like the idea has always been like people ask me all the time, like if you want to start a DIY channel, I can tell you all the things to do to make it grow faster than mine did, but that's not me. I'm gonna make the childish 12-year-old jokes. You're gonna see me like have a whiskey while I'm working. I try to do it after we're working, but you know what I mean. Like I'm not violating community guidelines, but I'm being a dude in the shop. And you look at like bigger channels and they're just they curse less and they say less inappropriate stuff, and I'm like, that's great, man, and I'm glad you're doing good, but I gotta be me.
Yeah, my wife says I'm not high energy enough in my videos, even though I always start out that way. When I'm explaining a resin printer or a 3D printer, I can't always be like this and go, oh my God, did you see that? I can't always act like that. It doesn't work.
Well, like I said, I mean, so, and again, like I appreciate it. I'm not really trolling for feels here. My mom passed away like 2 weeks ago, and I just don't feel like being on camera a lot of times, which kind of sucks because that's my job. And the thing is, like, I'm not an actor. If I was an actor, I could probably just like go to work. But like what you see a lot of is me being me. And the thing is, like I can't be high energy. I've been kind of lethargic because of everything going on, and it kind of sucks because there are definitely days where I'm like, well, not filming today.
Yeah. We're all human.
Yeah, and I was going to say that this kind of rolls back around to asking about Twitch streaming and stuff like that. On Twitch, you can be who you are. Who you are, you don't want to be fake on there because you might not be able to imitate the same thing all the time. Right. And high energy will drain you out. You will get burned out so much. Some people can carry on that energy, some can't. I'm chill. I'm cozy vibe streamer, and people tend to listen to me when I'm streaming and fall asleep. They're like, "Oh, you're so nice. I like listening to you," So and that's cool. And the thing is and I think that if you did decide to do Twitch, I think you'd do great. Because you already have a good. You can ad lib. You can think on the fly of what's going on. You don't have to have stuff scripted. And I'm not going to say names, but I will say that there are people that seem like they read off of a script that live stream on Twitch, and it's very stiff and cardboardy, and it gets very boring. It gets very predictable. And if you can ad lib and be off the cuff and keep moving on your feet or whatever you want to call it, you'd be fine. And that's the whole thing with live streaming. It's YouTube, not 100%, but probably about 80 to 90% of the time is pre-scripted, pre-planned, edited content. Twitch is live on the go as you're going. That's it. Plain and simple. There's no retakes. You are live as we go.
And you can save them on Twitch after the fact, and they won't disappear. Otherwise, they're only there for, a few weeks or something, and then the video goes away.
About a week or two. If you have turbo, I think it lasts for like 3 weeks.
So what is turbo? Is that
turbo? Yeah, turbo is the holy grail of no ads on Twitch. It's $10 a month, and you don't get ads when you go watch Twitch channels. Twitch has gone full send on ads on people's streams if you don't subscribe. And
subscribing is $4.99 a month, and if you got Amazon Prime, it's free. You can take your Amazon Prime, that free $4.99 a month, and apply it to any channel you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, if you frequent, but here's the rub though, is if I paid $5 for every streamer that I like to watch or participate with, I would probably spend $100 a month.
Oh, wait a second! So you pay it per channel?
Yes, it's per channel. No. With Prime, you get one free sub a month to divvy out every 30 days to whoever you want.
Yeah, and that person gets a percentage of the money. So the more
you get 50% of that. Yeah.
Okay, 50%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I've only got 12 subscribers on Twitch, and I'll make a little bit of money, like I mentioned before. Every 2 months, I get a little bit of money in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
And then people can donate bits to you, which is money. Or they can, buy other people's subs. Some of the big channels, people will come in and might buy 5 subs, 100 subs, 300 subs, and that's costing them $5 every time they do that. They're just donating to the channel.
I mean, that's cool, but it's like, wow.
I generally don't sub to other streamers because if Jerry subs to me and I sub to Jerry, we're trading money and giving Amazon their cut.
You're giving them their 50%.
We're giving them their 50%, and we're just trading money.
Exactly, and that's a perfect way to look at it. Like Dr. Derp in chat on Twitch is saying that he'd rather subscribe to the streamers, and that's commendable 100%. Because the thing is, if you like content creators and you want to support them, that's what you do. If you don't want to or you can't afford to, but you still want to watch it without ads, that's where you can opt in with Turbo and not have to do that. Exactly.
And that covers everybody.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly. And the nice thing about Turbo, though, is even though you're not seeing the ads, if an ad is played as a Turbo viewer, they still get credit for you watching, and they will still get that ad revenue on the backside as well. So you're not 100% not supporting him, but
he almost got his daughter on camera. She's in the background there.
Oh, there she is. I can see her behind the mic.
She's in like her Batgirl.
Oh, there she is.
She's so funny. She really wants to be on camera, but she's shy.
Just fool her and tell her you're turning.
The only one I have trouble with is Liam. For whatever reason, I'm subscribed to Liam, and I will watch an ad as long as he's on. An ad will keep popping up.
You know what? There's a setting for that, and he probably doesn't have it turned on. That subscribers do not see ads. There is a big button in there. He probably needs to turn on.
Oh. He's the only one out of Jerry and everybody else that I subscribe to. He's the only one that I see.
Some channels, when I get a commercial, if I'm not subscribed, they pop up in a little box, and other channels don't. Yeah. So I don't know. That could be a setting somewhere that they have to do or not do. Sometimes I'll see them with no audio in a little box while I'm watching a commercial, and other times I see nothing but chat, and I'm watching the commercial for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, like Dr. Derp said, subs can be exempt from ads, and that is an option in his settings he needs to set. If he doesn't have that checked, then you're still going to get hit with an ad, unfortunately.
And I'll make sure I have it turned on.
Yeah, you should. I don't, I've got Turbo, and I don't think anybody else has necessarily seen ads. If they're
Yeah, that's why I
subscribed.
say Liam's is the only one. Jerry, I think Tim, all the rest of them, I don't ever see ads, but Liam is the only one.
When I went live today, I let it sit for 5 minutes. I went live and I was in the background for 5 minutes, trying to get it to populate and get past commercials before I went on air.
I
So
didn't
hopefully
even know
people
that
will
you
get
could.
past the commercials.
Yeah, I thought it was just automatic if you sub that you didn't see ads, but if there's a switch in there, then yeah,
There is 100% a switch. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I forgot.
And it's probably off by default. So.
Well, it should. I think it's checked, so people are exempt from ads if they sub. I think you have to specifically uncheck it. I'll double check and make sure. But yeah, and I'll post it up there.
Interesting.
So. Yeah, and pre-rolls, and that's another thing too, is pre-rolls, even though they suck, they keep the random ads at bay if you have scheduled pre-roll times to go.
Interesting.
So
different than YouTube.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the sad, unfortunate thing about Twitch is they like I was saying earlier, they went full send on ads. So if you can run them at your own. You can set up a schedule and say, okay, I'm going to run ads every 20 minutes, and it'll run. I think it's like 2 minutes of ads every 20 minutes. So that's basically 6 minutes an hour, and you still get ad revenue from that. But I mean, 20 minutes, you get up, you say, okay, here's come some ads. You go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Right.
And I mean, and that's a reasonable thing to ask. So
Hey, Annette, we have a friend in Navarre, Florida. His name is Trevor. He has a 3D printing store in the mall there in Navarre, Florida. And every week I always show this video, and I'd like you to check it out. It'll kind of get you excited about 3D printing stuff. And a lot of people in chat, since I'm multi-streaming today on Twitch and YouTube, maybe they haven't seen this one. But here comes the video right here. And you can talk during the video.
Hello, everyone.
How's it,
Trevor?
Has he been okay since the hurricane?
Yeah, everything's been fine. It didn't hit there.
Okay. We're actually located in the mall in Mary Esther, Florida. In our display window, we have a bunch of Jeff Hex 3D stuff. It's kind of hard to see with this shine in the mirror. Sorry. Do a bunch of custom stuff for people. Over here, we have some demo printers in the window. As you can see, we usually leave them on actively printing. Anyway, people can, kind of get an idea of this. Anyway, let's go inside the store. We're having a big promotion on filament. This is the Navarre series by Layerworks. Jonathan has made some amazing filaments, and they're all USA made. And we have some beautiful colors. Alright. Let's see, we've got some great models up here. Okay, we got filament. Again, more patrons. We got Flexi Factory and about 10.
Yes, we do, Richard.
We have ZYLtech Filament on the right there. Tons and tons at eSun. Printers galore. We got Folson, of course, Crowley, Chitty Tech.
Jerry don't have any money. I can't open anything.
Filament here. Well, this is Layerworks. This is our series. Man, I can't tell you how beautiful it is. It just has this beautiful opalescence in it. And
beautiful colors. Yeah.
Oh, I like that orange one. That's pretty cool.
Let's see, we got our front counter here.
I think I've tried the orange.
And over here, print farm. A bunch of Chitty Techs, a few more.
Oh wow! Thank you, Nick.
$20.
Thank you very much.
$20.
One over here. That's a whole different story entirely.
Anytime where I feel like I'm getting
more backup printers there.
good information, You got to pay for that stuff, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I will be back.
Some resin action going. Been doing a few big resin jobs.
It's only about another minute longer than Lynn.
This particular
What
job
kind of
is
whiskey you
51
got there, Nick?
This is just a little
repairs.
bullet.
Okay. The orange or green?
I got 2 more
Orange.
printers ready to go.
I
Sell
you know
on
what?
tables.
The green, the rye.
Here we
is
have our
about
30 and
one of
50
the
watt
only
fiber
ryes
lasers.
that I really dig. I'm not a rye guy, but I did try to bullet rye. So I did a video where I made a whiskey box, like a
Here's our
gift
repair
box.
section.
And I contacted
mainly
Bullet
it's
and I said,
cheese
"Hey,
tech,
is it okay if I use your
crowley.
logo?" And they said, and
we put
their
everything
marketing
together.
got back to me. They're like, "Yeah,
That's the
what's your
story.
address? We want to send you some."
Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Jerry.
Swag to put in your video. So I totally thought they were going to send me like a T-shirt or whatever. They sent me 3 bottles of whiskey.
Nice.
And one of them was the rye, and I was like, "Oh man, I just don't like rye. Every time I've tried rye, I don't like it." And I tried it, and I'm like, it still has that bullet taste, and it's good. So I dig it. But I'm an orange label guy.
Yeah. I like them both. The rye actually wasn't too bad. What is it? I think Woodbridge. I think is that another one. I can't think of the name. That's really good stuff.
If you can get the Woodbridge double oaked, it's fantastic.
Yeah. There's what's the other 2 that I frequent? 4 Roses, either small or small batch or whatever is really good, and then Buffalo Trace for a budget whiskey is actually pretty good.
Buffalo Trace, I love it. We can it's so hard to get here.
Where are you at now?
Houston.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's almost always sold out. Another one to check out is Elijah Craig. I love that for the price point and the flavor. That's a big go-to for me. And the funny thing is, I'm losing the name of the Old Forester. Old Forester has just a super wide selection from super cheap to expensive. But when oh shit, what is the name of that? I'm gonna demonetize your video. I'm sorry. Oh poop. Statesman. Not the Statesman. It's a movie. There's 3 of them. The first one was Kingsman.
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying.
The second one is they entered. So the second one, all the American equivalents of the secret agent guys in England, they're all named after booze. So there's tequila and whiskey and blah blah blah. And part of the promotion for that was Old Forester did came up with a whiskey called Statesman. And when you go see the movie in some place that served alcohol,
I've seen it, but I can't think of the name of it.
I think it's called Statesman. I think it's Kingsman to Statesman. I think.
Yeah, I recognize the name you're naming.
Yeah.
Is there one Distinguished Gentleman or something like that, or
say it again?
Distinguished Gentleman or something like that? I think was one of them, wasn't it? Or am I thinking something else?
Golden Circle. Way to go, Dr. Derp. Anyway, so they offered that in the theater if you could see it in a theater that served booze. That was the first time. I mean, not that I'd ever had not had whiskey before, but that's the first time I ever ordered just whiskey neat. And so I got a little special place in my heart for Statesman, which is honestly, if I have I have to admit it's not the best whiskey, but it was my gateway whiskey.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to see what else do I have. Oh, Glenlivet, 12 Years Good. That's another one I've got.
I was a big Scotch guy until I realized I don't like Scotch all that much.
What's the name of the new show on Prime Video? It's only had 2 episodes that came out yesterday. It's really good, and there's a lot of 3D printers in it. I don't know what they are. What's the name of that show?
I watched that. Peripheral. I watched that last night.
Yeah,
That was good.
I wonder what brand those 3D printers were. I couldn't tell if the camera's going by too quick.
Yeah,
So
it was
wait a second. Is it like a documentary type thing or
no, it's a
the new
sci-fi.
series.
Okay.
Has to do with VR in the future and this girl. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but it's good. 2 episodes out on Prime Video called Peripheral. Worth watching.
Yeah.
So is it something like where they're 3D printing like body parts or weapons or something?
No, there's
like
just a bunch of 3D printers. It's rare to watch TV shows, but nowadays more and more shows are starting to have 3D printers in the background where they're
Right.
getting more adaptive and more main flow, like space movies and other things.
I just
When I
figured
first saw it,
it's
it almost
sci-fi
looked-
that it was going to be
No.
like
No.
3D printers on like the next level, type thing.
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of the Prusa farm when I saw that in the show.
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
This is really good holiday whiskey.
That looks delicious.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Than just the
I'm
rye.
sorry. In the show, she got a clog, and you can see her with a needle trying to unclog a printer in
Yeah.
one part. So
Yeah. No, a show where they 3D print bodies. I don't know if anybody watches Westworld.
yeah,
That's
I love
a-
Westworld.
Yeah,
The,
so
the,
that's
new, the new series and the original.
that's almost like a resin printing of the body that they do. It's pretty cool.
How is the
Hold on,
newest
guys.
season?
Raid coming in.
Woohoo!
Froggy
Froggy
Nod
Nod.
3D just raiding 5 viewers. Hope you had a
Nice.
great stream. Thank you, Raiders. Thank you very much. This will go on for about a minute. Air raid firing.
That's very cool. How many people like in Twitch are there? Because I can't see that. I'm not logged in.
24 on Twitch watching. YouTube, I have 8.
8. Yep.
Which can
Well, now
increase
you
over time. People come and go, or they'll rewatch.
Now you're 30 on Twitch from the raid.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thank you, Raiders. My name is Jerry 3DHP. I live stream each and every week on Twitch at 1 p.m. Pacific. Today, I figured let's multi-stream, so I'm on YouTube and Twitch like I used to do in the past. So I hope you had an awesome show. We've got Nick from Blvd Build right here today. I got a hold of him on his live stream the other day, and he was nice enough to pop in. Each and every week, we have up to 10 people at a time from around the world. We come in and hang out. We talk about lasers, 3D printing, resin printing, painting, CNC, all kinds of stuff. So I hope you had a great stream. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, share. I'd really appreciate it. And everybody here would love it. Please check everybody out.
She'll make it eventually. So hey Jerry, so can you have up to 10 people in StreamYard?
Yes.
Okay,
If you
so
pay
over
for it. If you
can't
pay
do
for
over
it.
10.
The free version, you have 6 at 720p, and you're limited on the amount of hours you can stream a month. If you pay monthly, because I don't do yearly stuff, I can't afford it. $25 a month, you're at 720p, up to 10 people at a time, stream as much as you want. If you want to pay $50 a month, which is cheaper if you buy it by the year, you're at 1080p with 10 people a month.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I pay for it. I don't know. It's one of those things I put on my credit card and then I never see again until tax time.
It's like, why is my bill so high?
And what's really cool about this, Nick, let's say I'm having trouble with something, you know how to solve it. I can send you a link offline. We can drop it in chat, and I never have to go online. We can do everything we're doing offline, and you never have to go publicly with working things out, chatting, whatever. It's really cool about it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Baby.
I got to run, Jerry.
You obviously want to come in.
Thank you very much for joining in. I really appreciate it. I've been streaming for 3 hours, so we'll see if I keep going or not. But yeah, thank you, Tim. I really appreciate you dropping in.
We'll catch everybody later. Nice
See
to
you,
meet you.
Tim. Have a good one.
See you, Tim.
Hey, when are
Bye.
you streaming tomorrow night? You're streaming when? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, I'll be streaming. Yeah, trying to get
Very
this
cool.
Voron issue figured out. So,
Oh,
okay.
what kind of issues you having with the Voron?
Hot end. I'm getting under extruding on my hot end from my extruder. So,
What kind of hot end?
it's a Voron. It's a Revo hot end with a Clockwork 2 extruder.
The Revo Voron?
Yes.
Yeah. Does the heater have blue or white wires?
I never even looked.
Because-
I believe it's a blue and white striped.
Well, because they have. Let me see if I can find it. Because I had issues with the Revo on mine as well.
Oh, nice.
Tim, isn't your big one coming up? Big stream next weekend?
Next weekend. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, the old part, you're going to be what, 60?
Oh yeah, don't say it again.
Yeah. Well,
Jeez.
I'm 50. How old am I? 58? I'm 58.
No, you young whippersnapper.
It's just the skies.
Yeah, I mean, I hit 56 this year myself, so. I have the damn part somewhere. Anyways, there's issues. There's thermal issues with some of a small percentage of Revo heater elements, and they would provide inconsistent heating and cause really anomalous issues. So
okay, that's interesting because when I load the filament and crank the heat, it flows beautifully. When I start the print, the first 5 or 6 layers go good, then it starts going to crap.
On your temperature meter, does the temperature of the hot end kind of go erratic a little bit?
Little bit, yeah. Maybe I got one of the bad heaters.
Yep, they sent me a new one after I gave them enough ruckus about it.
Yeah.
I haven't put it back in. I went back to a dragon hot end on mine, but I was so frustrated with it. But they sent me one, and it has plain blue wire, all blue wire for the heater cartridge, and then the separate white for the thermistor part.
Come to think of it, I have.
That's an old one.
That's an old one that I had, but it was working. And then I swapped it out because I bent the nozzle on this one.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna put this one back in and see.
I don't know what you're talking about, Sebastian. I don't know what you mean here.
Okay, I'm going to put this one back in and see if it works.
Well, and also watch, those are very susceptible to sharp curve bends as well, so be careful with that.
Right.
Because that's an issue I had with my first one, is I think I messed up some wiring.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then just make sure to obviously PID tune it and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating process, but hey, that's what I'll do. I'll swap nozzles tomorrow. I'll swap hot ends.
Yeah, try that, and if you have any other questions, hit me up on Twitter or whatever.
Will do.
Nick, are you on Facebook?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm Build It, Burn It on Facebook. They won't let me change it.
Okay.
Well, we'll catch you all later. Nice to meet you, Nick.
Bye, Tim.
See you, Tim.
See you guys.
Are we all out? Or was...
No, he was leaving.
I guess I can do a raid. I can do a raid to somebody. If for future live streams, in case you might want to pop in, what's the best way to contact you? Email you or over on Facebook?
Email. I have some people that I can't get off of Facebook. Like that's the only place I exist. It's just the only reason I'm still on Facebook. Facebook drives me insane. Just email me.
The best way I think to contact any and all companies is through their Facebook groups, or you want to learn information on something you're lasering or whatever, it's on Facebook groups. But anyway, really appreciate it. Yeah, let's see who we got out there to raid. We'll do a raid on somebody on Twitch. Then I'll end my stream on both platforms.
Jerry 3DHP is online.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good channel.
It's okay.
What happens if you raid yourself? Is it like raid or is it like Twitch Inception?
No, I can't raid myself. My wife tells me to go do that almost every day, but I said I wish I could, honey. Anyway.
Was Lone Mountain Knife Company on?
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, the only other option I see Maker in my list is Maker Deck.
Yep. I'm gonna raid into Lone Mountain Knife Company. He's got a really cool channel. Makes custom knives.
You don't want to go either? You say hi? Real quick, bud. Come on.
So we're starting a raid. It's populating. Thank you, everybody, for liking, subscribing, sharing, super chats. I really appreciate it.
Hi.
Here, I got a big Lego thing for him to see.
Normally, Ozzy is not shy. Look at that. Check this out.
Raid's going. You're not going to make it, I don't think.
I got it. See?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool? He's in the wave. He's like, bye.
And I think I jumped over. Did I jump over?
Now we got.
Yeah, it's done now.